Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why they can't start on time. I really, really don't. But at least we got to watch the Ashley Benefield hearing, which I really hope that Judge White decides to give her a new trial. And I'm very thankful that the new appellate attorney, Patel, Panel, that's his name. I'm very, very glad that he pointed out that because O'Donnell, I do not like that woman, but she was like, well, since she was a victim of domestic abuse, she would be more sympathetic to Ashley Benefield. But no, she was a perpetrator. I don't know what's going on with Draco. She's here, but she's not here. So I'm very glad that Pinnell got up there and said, no, she was also had a TPO filed against her. Because they were like, well, maybe she didn't understand. That was a broad question. If you have a TPO filed against you because of domestic violence, you understand. You
Hello.
absolutely understand. Hello. So I'm proud of Judge White. I'm very proud of him.
Mm.
Because he could have been like, nope, no need trial. That's it. We're sentencing her tomorrow.
He did
But
always seem to be fairly reasonable, I thought.
I thought so too. Although there were a lot of people that thought he was biased against the defense, including the defense attorney. I didn't think so.
I
I
always
thought he
thought
was a
he
good
always
judge.
came back to the law and was quite fair, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too. Um, I think that I think that he got aggravated a little bit with him at times, and I don't blame him there because like in the hearing a minute ago at the very end, he's trying to get bond again. This is fourth or fifth time he's asked for bond. He's not going to give him bond. I get zealously representing your client. I get that. And that's good. But there comes a point when you have to give certain things up. You have to learn what battles to fight because if you make the judge mad, I mean, we're all human, right? So you don't want to aggravate the person that's going to decide either because everybody has like unconsciously bias. Everybody
Yeah.
does. You can't help that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make somebody mad, you don't know what you're causing in their unconscious. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not talking about like Judge Canoni, like straight out doing what you want to do. I'm talking about like unconscious bias against someone because they've aggravated you.
I guess sometimes
Foster
persistence
God.
does win.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it does, and then sometimes it just aggravates.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to know what he decided about the phone issue, but that wasn't addressed at all in this hearing. Just the the juror that lied. And that's also weird because don't people usually do what they can do in order to get off of a jury? Like if they
Some people
think,
do.
"Oh, if I answer this way on my questionnaire, then they're gonna strike me."
Yeah.
It's like she lied to stay on the jury? I don't know. But yeah, she was on both sides of the coin because she had a TPO against her, and her husband had filed for custody of their kid. And then years later, she had a boyfriend that was abusive to her. And then when her son grew up, he abused his pregnant girlfriend. So
Hmm.
she just, it was everywhere in her life. And then she gets to sit on a jury where she decides that doesn't seem right. She shouldn't have been there at all because she
No.
had it coming and going, like,
Yeah. I remember Peter Tragos is a lawyer you know. He was saying how
mhm.
the reason why they don't necessarily want to have somebody who's been through or experienced or witnessed DV is because it can change your bias. Like to them, DV might be being beaten to a pulp and lying on the floor barely conscious. And so if somebody just gets, a mean word, then that's nothing. It really can distort people's points of view. And I know that even I've spent years in therapy and just really trying to expose myself to as many different points of view so that I wasn't warped by the trauma that I've been through.
Yeah, well,
It's
like
something you have to
we
actively
talked about it.
decide. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it because I didn't even know I was abused until I was older and was telling people about it. I just thought I was my mom was
Yeah.
strict.
And you don't want normalized abuse deciding somebody else's fate, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because my cousin, now I have a bunch of cousins, and I have one cousin that we're like best friends, and they're Carol Burnett when she plays um Eunice on. Have you seen the Carol Burnett show where she does the family sketches where it's like Mama and Vicki Lawrence plays Mama and she plays Eunice? That Eunice is like my mom, and then Mama is like my grandma, and all of us, like, all of my cousins, we all can identify with that. And so one of my cousins posted a picture from one of those sketches with Eunice having that look. The look that your mom gives you when you're out somewhere and you've done something wrong, and that look, that mom look. And I would have sworn that my cousin Fawn, which is like my best friend cousin, had posted that. And then I looked at the top and it was my other cousin. And I was like, oh, wow. And I thought it was so funny that she posted it instead of the cousin I thought posted it. And then my aunt chimes in with, and there's also the pinch. And I went, wait a minute. You did that too? And she was like, yep. I was like, oh my God. It was my whole family. All of my aunts did that. Probably because they were all raised that way. It's
Yeah.
it's a cycle. Do I have an Uncle Vinton? No, not really. I have um well, I have an uncle. I have one uncle that he's not as stupid as Vinton. Well, he's not stupid at all. My uncle's cool, actually. My uncle is 9 months younger than my brother. Because my mom, I had, let's see, there's 8 of them. So, including my mom, my grandmother had 7 daughters. Then my mom had my brother, and my grandma said, "You see that? Your daughter just did something that you couldn't do." And then 9 months later, my uncle was born. That's a story. I don't know if it really happened, but that's a story. So, my uncle is the baby, and he's grew up with my brother. So, he's more like a brother than an uncle.
Yeah, it's funny how those
So,
relationships work. I've got an auntie who was born an auntie. She's got like a niece or a nephew that's older than her.
well, that cast, because every time they had another guest star, they added another brother or sister or whatever. So there was a blue million of them. But yeah, but that look that she did, my mom knew how to do that look. And God forbid you ask, "What'd you look at me like that for?" Because then you got it worse when you got home.
Hmm.
I did that once. We were actually at home. My dad was a highway patrolman, so we would have. God, can they not ever start on time? Um, my mom, she was like me. She was an introvert, but she liked to host parties, which that doesn't sound like it goes together, but she liked to host parties. So she would invite, periodically, we would have like parties with people from the highway patrol that worked with dad. So we were having, when we lived in Sarasota, we were having a pool party. So I was younger than 12 because we moved up here when I was 12. So I was in the pool. I have no idea what I did, but I got that look. And I thought if I exposed her for looking at me like that I wouldn't get in trouble. Why I thought that, I have no idea. And I was like, "What are you looking at me like that for?" And I don't remember exactly what she did, but I do remember I got in way more trouble than I would have if I had just not said anything.
Hmm.
So I learned never to do that again. But yeah, the look, the backhand, the pinch, anything. Well, the backhand was more noticeable, but the pinch, anything she could do where people couldn't see. I mean, it wasn't anything major, big that left a lot of marks or bruises or anything, but whatever.
Hmm.
Whatever to control me or shut me up or.
And that's the thing, it's so sad when that becomes normal because it's really not. And
Mhm.
it's one of those things you don't really. Trauma is something you don't really understand unless you've been through it, I think. And even then, quite often people don't understand.
Well, and the thing is, what's so sad about it, I don't know, you might not agree with me, is that my mom didn't think of it as abuse because that's the way she was raised.
Hmm.
And she loved me. I know my mom loved me. And I know that my mom didn't think of it like, I shouldn't be doing this to her. In fact, I remember once that usually my dad spanked me if I got a spanking. And mom spanked me one time. I don't remember why she spanked me instead of dad, but later I found her in the bathroom crying.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's just what you do. Yeah. So, I mean, she didn't do it on purpose to be mean. That's just what you do. Yeah. But I mean, it mess being that controlled by someone messes up your head.
Mm,
And you know, and it takes years to undo that programming.
yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't have kids because I know there'd be a lot that I would continue, not on purpose, but just because that's the way I was raised. So,
Mm,
and I think that my middle brother, his wife is pretty strict with their kids, but in a different kind of a way because it was more like trying to keep them from like watching movies with a lot of violence in it and stuff like that. And she homeschooled them and she made sure they didn't read stuff they shouldn't read and um but as far as like I remember one thing my mom would get mad at. They came to visit us one time and she would just like give them the whole jar of peanut butter and let them sit down with a spoon and eat the peanut butter. That drove my mom crazy. I was like,
okay.
"It's peanut big deal. It's peanut butter. There's more at the store. Like what's wrong with them eating peanut butter?" But it drove my mom crazy. And then she said one time, I don't know what, she made something and when she gave it to the kids, she give them a small portion and say, "Here, if you eat that, grandma will give you a little bit more." And so then one night my sister-in-law cooked and she gave mom a little portion and she said, "Here, if you eat that, I'll give you a little more." Like she was throwing it back in mom's face. And I was like, "Okay, seriously, you guys are fighting over portion size that you're giving kids." What? So
Yep.
I had always wanted kids, and then didn't have them. But I was like, I'm good. I've had plenty of kids over my life to play with and do things with, and but actually having your own, the responsibility of raising them right, and you raise them right and
Yeah.
they still end up doing stuff, and I'm good. I'm good. I don't need I mean, I have enough guilt from the way my stepdaughters turned out, and I didn't even cause that. That was their mom.
Mm,
So, well, I would love to start court now. I would love it. Live court is on a lunch break until 2 p.m. and it is now 2:30.
when does daylight
Okay,
saving change? That's coming up soon, isn't it? For
November
you?
3rd, 3rd, I think. November. Okay, David, this is crochet. Crochet is with one hook. Knitting is with two, and they're called needles. So I got to make his legs and his tail. I have to find my hot glue gun because I have to glue. I have to glue his eyes on and his
Okay, cute.
eyebrows.
Hair. Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Oh, that's upside down. I got a whole book of Care Bear pattern, like all 8 of them,
Mm-hmm.
for like $1.99.
Wow.
I was like, Oh, I'm getting that while it's on sale
Yeah.
because. And then
Good.
I'm almost done with it. I gotta find my hot glue gun. There is Misha's fez.
Aw, cute.
But I need to put it back on Shadow so that I can figure out how long to make the strap
Mm-hmm.
because it's elastic. If I make it too big, it's not going to stay on her if I make it too loose. But if I make it too, well, that's why I have to find my hot glue gun. I tied it in a knot, but it still came out.
Mm.
And I've got felt in the top. I had it glued with like fabric glue, but it didn't stay. And I'm going to put some felt because it's stiff felt. So I'm going to put some stiff felt around the edges, like around the sides too, to make
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of stiff like a fez.
Yep.
And I'm thinking maybe about putting some more in the tassel to make it thicker. I was looking for a pattern. I couldn't find a pattern. And I thought, shoot, how easy could it be to make a fez? So I just started stitching one night and was like, well, that looks like a fez.
The tassel's going to get eaten in no time.
I know. She's going to play with a tassel and just be like, oh, look, somebody made me a tassel to eat. Yeah, I put it on Shadow. When I was making it, I kept putting it on her to see how tall to make it. No, you didn't miss it. They haven't started it yet.
Always feels good to be able to make something. I know Rob from Law and Lumber used to say if you're having any, struggles with depression and things, making something's really good.
Mhm. Who'd you
You
get
got it
into a fight with?
right.
With who? What toys? So I tried this on Shadow. She was sitting on the back of the couch and I put it on her and she immediately shook her head and it fell behind the couch. So Travis had to get it
Oh,
out
no.
for me. Like, seriously? Oh, no, I bought patterns for Care Bears. I bought patterns to make the Care Bears. It was basically all the patterns are just of this bear, and they have the patterns for the little symbols for the different Care Bears. And there's 8 different ones. I don't remember how many. I guess that's all there are, 8 of them. I don't remember from when I was little. I had um the Cheer Bear. That's the one with the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is a Good Luck Bear, I think is what it's called. It has a 4-leaf clover on its belly. I'm making this one for a
Shamrock.
recovery addict. Cuz recovery addict he has 6 kids and so that's 8 of them all together. I guess they all have their own like Care Bear and his is a Good Luck Bear and he has a like a teeny tiny plush one. So I'm making him one. He he does metal detecting. So I guess that's why his is a good luck bear, because he likes to metal detect and he finds stuff. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh. Seriously? That's crazy.
Yeah. You were walking a dog? I thought you hated dogs. More importantly,
Yeah,
did you get hurt?
his sister dog sits. He's afraid of dogs. I guess he's gotten used to the one that his sister dog sits for. Did he see your cane though? Oh.
Ugh, yeah.
Well, he deserved to be hit with your cane then. That's crazy.
I will never understand people who think they're justified in being cruel to someone.
Were you in Biggin's chat last night, Draco?
Possibly?
Somebody actually used the N word
Hmm.
and they like misspelled it or used a symbol or something. But still, that's not when we say misspell your cursey words. That's not one of the words that. No, it was
No.
during the video where the woman in the Starbucks drive-through rammed another car. Did you see that video?
Yeah, yep.
I was like, oh my god, no, they didn't.
And that's the thing with YouTube guidelines. Cursey words aren't necessarily a problem. The main things they don't like are hate words like racial words or gender specific or like explicitly sexual words. It's just
Mm-hmm.
stuff that sort of really, or like religious words, that kind of thing. It's just, I think it's more about being respectful. You don't have to mistreat someone just because you don't see eye to eye with them. And I don't understand that whole using words and languages that, or not languages, but using language that you're going to then attack somebody else for using. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
We got movement.
Ugh.
Nope, we have Sarah.
You're kind as in African American or as in vision impaired? Stupid. Either one, stupid.
Mm, don't worry about the
Don't
misspellings,
worry
just
about the
blame
misspelling.
autocorrect. The heck does that have to do with anything, though? It's what?
You know, my parents, both of them were racist. I hate it.
Mm,
Hate it, hate it, hate it. I dated in high school a couple, well, and right after high school, I dated a couple different black guys. Had to sneak around and everything. It was horrible.
mm,
Um, and my brother is married to a woman that's half Mexican, and I have a very, very dear friend that likes Mexican guy. She's married to a Mexican guy now. When we were friends, she had a little girl that was from a Mexican guy, and they were from the northern part of Mexico where they're darker skinned and dark hair.
We are
And
back
my
on the record.
mom
Case number 2020 CF
could not
2603,
stand
State of
them.
Florida versus Sarah
My
Boone.
sister-in-law is
Let me
from
get
southern
appearances for the state.
Mexico, or her mom is from southern Mexico, where they are white
Defense.
like we are. Loved her to pieces because she's
Mr.
white.
Beck is
It
not
doesn't
with
matter
us,
that
okay.
she's Mexican. She's
Ms.
white.
Boone is still seated at counsel's table, wearing the same
Such-
clothing that she had on this morning. She is in custody, however, out
Such
of
a
any
hypocrite.
restraints.
Just crazy.
So
Pisses
we
me
will be
off.
standing when
Can't
our jury
stand it.
enters and exits. It's 2:04. State, are you ready to proceed?
What does the color of your skin
Yes.
matter about anything?
Yeah. It shouldn't.
He deserved it, Flashman.
Yeah.
He absolutely deserved it. Just hope he doesn't call the cops on you, though. That's the only thing I'd be afraid of.
And I mean, if he attacked you first, you've got to defend
Well,
you.
yeah, that'd be self-defense. Yeah. Do you guys hear birds, or is it just me?
No, that could be me. The sun's coming up and all the birds are chirping. There's a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
them outside.
Oh, I like it. I was just like, why am I hearing birds?
The sun's coming up.
Oh, well, that's good.
Hmm.
Well,
have to go
maybe
and
it's good.
I'll have to let the cats out soon, but one of them's fallen asleep on top of the chair over there, and she is so cute. Let's see if I can show you. There she is.
Aw.
Bit hard to see, but yeah. They do little things. Love my cats. Anyway. Yeah. Yep.
Calm down.
Alright. There's my other kitty. She's a big one. This one's Freya. She's the blue-eyed blonde. Yeah, Flashbang, you have every right to be furious.
I've never understood discrimination. I just
No.
and well, see, I was raised not to be that way, which is crazy. Both
I
of
was
my
just gonna
parents
say
were,
it.
and usually racists raise their kids to be racist. But I
Yeah,
was taught not
It's
to
a
be that way.
learned thing. Yeah.
And it's weird because I remember when the first time I realized my parents were racist, I don't know, first or second grade maybe. I invited a friend over from school, and mom said that she could come over and play, and her mom drove her over and dropped her off, and then I didn't tell anybody she was black because I didn't know it mattered.
Mm,
And when my mom saw that she was black, she wasn't allowed in the house. I was so
yeah, gee.
embarrassed. And of
Mm,
course, I didn't understand what was happening at the time until later, looking back on it, I realized it was awful.
mm.
It makes no sense.
I always try and take people as they come. If I don't like you, it's because you're a jerk, not because you've got a different skin color or whatever, different religion, different whatevers. But then I'm sort of somebody who will separate behavior from person or profession, or like there's some people that will say all cops are evil and corrupt, and I'm like, well, some of them are, but a lot of them are not. It's not about a particular profession. Any group of people that you have, you're going to have the good, the bad, and the ugly, as it were.
Mhm.
It's not about a
Yeah,
specific
like I've
type.
lost friends because I've lost friends because I'm a Christian.
Mm,
It's like, have I ever done anything to you? Like you can be whatever. I'm a Christian. That doesn't mean anything. That's the way I live my life. You can live
yeah.
your life any way you want. If I like you, you're my friend. I don't care what you believe or what you do. I do me, you do you. What difference does it make?
The problem comes when people hide behind religion or whatever to try and push their agenda, try and get power, try and destroy somebody else, and then it just taints the entire thing. It's just so bad.
Yeah, and then that's why people accuse people that don't do it of doing it. Like I
Mm,
got accused not too long ago. I was a mod on a channel and I got accused of hiding behind religion and was told I was a shitty person. Like, okay, well, I guess I won't mod on your channel anymore then if that's how you feel.
mm.
We're talking about judging people for the color of their skin or what they believe, not how they actually are and how they treat people. That's what we're talking about.
And it's interesting, some people don't change, but some people do. Like, I've been watching these random compilation videos lately of, civilians that came to rescue police, and one of them, the cop got shot, and one of his partners was trying to pull him out, but this other guy was like, "Get over here, come over here, it's safe over here," and helped him. And this guy was an ex-convict. He'd been shot himself, he'd been in jail multiple times, but he's there holding the cop's hand, talking him through it, saying, "Stay with me, I'm here, we're going to get through this." And it was really heartwarming to see. It was just incredible. But then you do have to be careful because some people just don't want to change. Everything's always so complicated. It made you man cry. Yeah, it was incredible to watch. So good.
What are they doing now? You don't have to leave.
You've got every right to be angry.
None of us feel that way. We know you're angry, and you know that we don't feel that way about you. You're in a safe space right now. We love you.
Yeah. You know, when you've been through trauma, you can't just ignore it.
I am so tired of this court.
Thank you all for letting me know the lay of the
Nope,
land
there
with
we
regard
go.
to
I
those
heard you.
specific issues.
So long.
We're going to bring our jury in momentarily and inquire to
So
staying
long,
after
Steve.
5 o'clock.
Everything.
Members of the gallery, good afternoon. The state is going to continue with their evidence presentation. I know this morning some cell phones were going off, or there was chattering in some cell phones this morning. I'm going to please respectfully request that you turn off your cell phones and not have any correspondence or communications orally amongst yourselves or anyone else in the gallery. I'm not going to allow any outbursts. If you cannot contain yourself, I'm going to ask you now to remove yourself. This is your one and only opportunity. If you cannot control yourself or there are outbursts, I will ask the courtroom deputy to remove you. Does anyone have any questions with regard to the court's instructions?
Yeah, I didn't hear any outbursts.
If you're wearing sunglasses, I need you to remove them. Thank you. All right, with that, state anything we need to address before we bring in our panel.
One more thing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Again, you were just up there. I want to play the "It's Been 84 Years" clip again, but it never works right. I don't know why my clips don't play right. Oh, there you go. Next time you walk that dog.
I fell asleep. I had the dogs in the bed with me, was warm, and then fell asleep.
What just happened?
So you guys are joking. He's in there. You said you could see two of his fingers?
Yes.
And then, like, you just decided, okay, I'm gonna go upstairs now? Or?
Because I figured he would get out and then go upstairs and have intimate relations like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But I fell asleep.
Okay.
And he never came upstairs. So again, I'm thinking he's downstairs on the laptop earlier today. And then remember.
Okay. So is this something that do you guys play hide and seek before you have sexual intercourse? Or do you guys just play hide and seek because you're bored and you're just trying to pass time and it's fun?
We were, again, puzzled out. Can't paint anymore. Even started the
This
curves
is
in
the
wall
interview in the
wall
car.
now, so
The day of when they found him at the apartment. Why did it like skip? What in the world? That was weird. So is Chelsea on the stand? Did they call her onto the stand yet? It skipped. That was weird.
You may.
Today's date
I assume the jury's
is
back in.
February 24th, 2020. The time now is approximately 17:16 hours. This is in reference to Orange County case number
I guess that was on court TV.
20-017904. My first recording on a separate digital recorder. The memory became full and we could no longer record. But I am in my unmarked agency vehicle with, can you state your name, ma'am?
Sarah Boone.
And my partner, Detective Scott Lowing. We are outside
I'll be right back.
in my unmarked agency vehicle outside of 4748 France Lane, number 3 in Winter Park, collecting a statement from Sarah. Okay, Sarah, just
But I
for
haven't
recording
heard
purposes, because it did technically stop and I wasn't able to say the time that it stopped prior, we have not talked anything further, not on recording.
Correct.
Okay, and you do understand that you don't have to speak with me if you don't want to, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I think I asked you, my last question was, and I'm not sure if you may have answered or not, but my last question was, you guys were just playing to have fun and it wasn't like something you do right before like sex thing?
No.
Or it's just because
Just
you
us
were,
being silly.
okay. But you do say that you are intimate. Are you guys intimate every single night?
No, not every single night.
Okay.
But I mean,
Did you think it was gonna happen last night?
Yes.
Did you guys talk about it, or you just
No.
assumed like, oh, we're probably gonna have sex tonight?
yes.
Okay.
Which is normally after we do the puzzles and artwork and everything, yes.
Okay.
We were just having a good time.
Okay.
Just enjoying each other's company.
And so,
Dancing with the dogs.
mhm. At any point, when he was in the suitcase, did you hear him say, please let me out?
No.
Was he?
We were laughing about it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you make any jokes about it? Oh, you're in the suitcase, but I know you had said that you were left upstairs and he didn't basically come find you. Did you make any jokes about, oh, okay, well,
No.
now you're in the suitcase?
No.
Okay. But I'm assuming the game was over, like you guys weren't gonna continue to play hide and seek anymore? Like you went upstairs and went into the room?
Right, waiting for him.
Okay. And you said you laid down?
Yes. The dogs got in the bed.
Do you guys sleep together in the room every single night?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Okay. And which side of the bed do you sleep on? Like if
It's, okay, here's the bed. I'm on the left side, he's on the right-hand side. Because I've got his pictures over here. He's got his kids' pictures over here.
okay, so you're
So
closer
towards the
to
wall.
the door or closer to the other? Are you closer to the door to exit your room or is he closer?
He is.
Okay. So where the pictures of Lucas are on that side, that's your side?
Correct.
Okay. And is that where you slept last night? Did you sleep in the middle of the bed? Did you sleep on your side of the
I
bed?
slept on my side.
Your side? Okay. And I noticed there's like one pillow on the bed and then there were like 3 up against the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Are those his pillows and he brings them into bed or what's?
No, when I woke up, what I normally do is, I don't know if you noticed the mice that we have in there, Lucas's mice,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll make the bed, clean the mouse cage, and then go downstairs.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying is that normally
Clean the mouth? What
I'll
was that?
fix up upstairs and then I'll head downstairs.
Okay.
So that's
That's
why those were over here, was because I was trying to fix up the bed a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Were they in the bed prior? Like when you went to sleep, how many pillows were in your bed?
We only have the 2.
You had 2. Okay.
Well, it's the 2 white ones and the king size ones when we watch movies.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it behind the white one and then the third pillow just goes in between everybody else.
Okay. Do you use one pillow to sleep or do you each have one, right? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so you just basically didn't finish making the bed, is my understanding. That's why the pillows are up against there's like 3 pillows
Correct.
up against the closet.
Yes.
They're like standing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I'll move all the pillows off and then I'll shake out the bed and then put everything back together.
Okay. Okay. And did he say anything to you while he was in the suitcase? I know you guys were laughing, joking, but was any jokes made? Was anything said?
No, nothing negative or anything like, I'm telling you.
Just
like,
anything that he said, like.
we were laughing about it.
Mhm.
I mean, and I waited for him upstairs.
Did you tell him you were going upstairs, or?
No, I did not. I literally went upstairs to wait for him.
Was the line, was it all gone at this point while you guys were playing hide and seek?
I think so.
Okay.
Was what all? Oh, the wine. Okay.
Is it,
I thought you
that-
said the
at that
line, and I was like,
point-
what?
I mean, I don't know
I did too.
how often.
I
you
did
guys
too.
go
I was like,
both.
what
Would you say
line?
that you were under the influence and he was under the influence, or
Well, I mean, we weren't drunk.
weren't drunk? Okay.
We weren't drunk. I mean, we had a handful of glasses throughout the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we weren't like inebriated where I couldn't drive.
Well, your
You could
definition
still, I
rated
mean, we were compass mentis.
fine.
That's what I'll say. Both of us were compass mentis.
Okay.
You have to explain that one to me.
Yeah, I don't know what that word means.
I mean, we had our wits about ourselves.
Okay.
That's why he and I were
Here's
playing.
the thing, though, this isn't a trick question, you're at your home, you're consenting adults. If you're drinking, say.
Wasn't he like 1.38 or something? Or
Nobody's judging you. You're
0.138?
at home.
Neither one of us were drunk.
Okay,
We were just,
I'm just trying
At
to
the
let you know,
giddy
not
stage.
just from, okay.
that's what it was. Listening to music again, dancing with the dogs.
0.139.
Well, luckily his blood alcohol level will show us of the autopsy as well too. So, you know, we have that as well. Okay, so,
There was no ill will between the two of us last night.
yeah.
None.
When's the last time you guys have gotten into an argument?
Maybe last week.
Okay. Over just normal relationship stuff, or?
It's a little bit of everything because he and I both stressing about jobs.
Right.
It's been extremely depressing for him where he worked up here at it used to be an Ace Hardware, but Ace dropped them as a franchise because of how bad the store is going down. And he thoroughly enjoyed his job and everybody he worked with.
Just Owen's doing with his hands.
But it's between stuff like that, and then of course we've got the bills that we have to pay, and I've been having to ask Brian, my former husband, for money to pay for electricity and hot water for Lucas and groceries.
But you can afford
So
wine
I
and
think
cigarettes.
that, of course, because he can't support me, has been bothering him, which is why I bought a new puzzle for the two of us to do.
Right.
And that's what we were working on in the painting.
You bought a new puzzle.
Do you guys normally argue often, not often, weekly, every
It
other?
all depends on like if he had a good day or a bad day kind of thing, where he would just be happy to come home and see me because he knows that it's gonna get better. And then most of the time he would go for a drink and we would sit on the back porch. He would tell me about his day and we would have a glass of wine and then kind of start our evening-ish kind of thing and smoke. But then we would go inside because we're tired of being outside. And then that's when we started to do the art and puzzles. And then listening to music and playing with the dogs.
Did anybody
And
address the
it's
Valium thing
great
yet?
kind of thing.
Gotcha. Is there anything he drinks specifically, like his go-to
He didn't have it in his
drink, or-
system.
It's honestly
In the
whatever is
toxicology
looking for,
report, it wasn't in his
which is
system.
why we
Okay.
used to drink like liquor, but
Right,
like months ago,
right.
which is why we have the wine.
Okay.
Oh, good.
What did you guys make for dinner last night?
He made a pork sandwich with cheese.
Good.
And what was it that I ate? Pancakes for the sandwich. And some chips.
You guys didn't have to go out and get anything, you had everything there?
Yes.
Like a sandwich, like a deli sandwich, like deli meat sandwich, or do you think you had pork ham? Like a ham?
I made a pork one the other day for him and Lucas,
Mm-hmm.
and they were leftovers, so he
had that.
He made a pork loin sandwich with cheese, and I had there's ham in the
Ham sandwich with chips. Okay.
Why? Why
Does
do
he
you
normally
care
come
what
up
you
to
have
that,
for
or
lunch?
will he do the typical guy thing where he's downstairs and will fall asleep on the couch?
I mean, he's done that before just because of his crappy day that he had, but yes, we sleep in the same bed.
You normally sleep on
Yes.
the same side. Do you guys go to bed at the same time?
Most of the time, yes, but because he's been very excited about looking for a job, he might stay downstairs for half an hour, 45 minutes, and then would come upstairs, and he and I would watch movies together until it was just, okay, there's no more movies that we want to watch. And then we would just turn the lights off and go to sleep.
Last night when you said you went upstairs, do you have like a ritual that you do prior to going to bed? Like do you brush your teeth, wash your face, put on TV? Is there any like normal things that you do?
Me, myself, no, I'll go upstairs, maybe like rinse my mouth out with Listerine.
Okay. Do you recall what you did last night?
I just got in the bed with the dogs,
Okay.
waiting for him.
And how long do you think you were up waiting for him until you passed out?
I wouldn't say I necessarily passed out.
Oh,
I-
obviously.
Yes, he knows too that I'll go upstairs sometime because of how tired I am,
Mm-hmm.
which is why he'll just give me my space a little bit. Maybe I'll watch a show and then he'll come upstairs. So, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, I know, but last night, how long do you think it was prior to you falling asleep?
Oh,
Like, how long did you wait up for him?
maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, I literally, I dozed off, warm in the bed with the dogs, waiting for him. I didn't even bother turning the TV on. Just got in the
Do
bed.
they have pet dogs?
He knows too that I would go upstairs because of how tired I am. He knows. Like I'm mentally exhausted. So
Who usually gets up first? I mean, are you an early riser? Is he an early riser?
He
Or
is.
he's usually an early riser?
yeah, he has to be at work by 8 o'clock. So he'll usually wake up at like 6:30ish if I don't have Lucas.
How long has he been out of work?
Gosh, maybe. Well, he did some odd job stuff up there. But I think his last day was like Friday 2 weeks ago.
So he hasn't worked in about 2 weeks?
Yes.
And during that 2 week period, has he maintained just his body naturally wakes up early, or does he?
Yes, it's his body clock.
Okay. What time is that normally?
Like 6:30, 6:45ish. But again, if I have Lucas here, I have to take him to school, so we're up at like 6:30. I'm feeling really like weird, guys. Like lightheaded. Like I feel really weird right now.
Do you feel like you're gonna be sick?
Like
No,
hungover,
I'm
maybe?
sick, just I don't know.
Do you need food?
I haven't even fed my dogs today. The mice need to be taken care of still. I don't think they have any food. But again, I'm thinking downstairs on the laptop, so he can use the laptop and then I'll use the laptop afterwards.
So it wasn't, when you woke up this morning, it wasn't out of the ordinary that he wasn't there?
What do
You
you
didn't
think?
you didn't wake up this morning and go, oh, where's George? You woke up thinking, okay, George got up like he normally does before me.
and is downstairs on a laptop looking for jobs.
You had made a comment earlier that he's losing his teeth.
Yes.
What is
I
causing
think that's,
that?
we don't know. I think that's one of the things subconsciously that has been really on his mind also, is that he keeps losing his teeth. Like, pieces would break off. He lost a whole molar or something in the back the other day while we're eating. And then he keeps talking about how his chest, and I'm blaming it on stress.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is. I don't know what the teeth thing is. I know it can't be a good sign.
You said he got into, you said an argument, but he had a bunch of facial injuries where he had reconstructive surgery.
Yes.
So he and his brother got into
Yes.
a fist fight.
Oh my gosh, it was horrific. Yes.
Was it any? I mean, usually when you have that much damage, it's more than just a fist fight. His brother hit him with something?
No, wait till you guys see Mo. Mo is a gorilla. Like, he's,
It is possibly that's what's causing the teeth to get messed up.
Did they have to do work on his teeth or his jaw or
just his
anything?
eyes.
His eyes.
Just the orbital sockets.
Yes. Well, and they fixed his nose too.
Now, the damage to his eyes, is that still, I mean, is it noticeable or?
No.
Okay, so when they fixed the sockets, they came back and you couldn't tell that they'd been damaged?
I couldn't tell, but his children recognize it, where they say he doesn't look like the same dad.
Okay.
But to me, I've never noticed it.
No other damage to the jaw, the forehead, anything like that?
No. It was just his eyes and his nose.
Bless you.
You said he's been complaining of chest pains?
He had mentioned it a couple times, where I'm just blaming it on stress. But again, I kept trying to encourage him, with or without money, go to a walk-in clinic.
Yeah.
You'll eventually get a bill. But the teeth thing has been worrying me also, and I didn't want to say anything to him about it. But we were in the process of eating dinner, and a tooth comes out. That's scary to me, and a red flag if you ask me.
Well, this is the reason I was asking what you guys had for dinner last night. What is his dietary habits been lately? I mean, he looks super thin to me. Now, I don't know George, but he does not look like he's an average
He
weight.
eats, believe it or not, like a horse. Like, he'll eat like 4 or 5 times a day. Again, one of the things that has been concerning me, which you all will be the first people that I actually say this to, is his weight. For the amount of food that he eats throughout the day, how he doesn't gain any weight. He and I and Lucas going up to Publix every time we step on the scale, and he continuously loses weight.
How
Well,
long,
I don't even want to step on the scale anymore.
how long has this been going on for?
Months.
So way before losing this job.
Yes. It's been ongoing. I mean, I'm not going to even say months. I can say at least a good year.
Okay.
And he eats like a horse.
And you said you don't know of any drug history?
Since I've been with him and known him, he's never done drugs. But I know him growing up in Philadelphia, he had a bad stint with marijuana and alcohol. If and when you talk to his children and or his ex-wife, she will tell you. His family will tell you. But since he's been with me, no, I have not. He's never done drugs, Alan.
Your phone,
Is
is it
stress or
password
illness?
protected or
Yes.
touch screen?
It's
Yes.
password protected.
Does, George know the password as well?
He doesn't know the code, but he does the face thing. Face.
His face will be able to get on it? Okay.
And the only reason why I have that is because I have lost 2 phones previously where I can't. Before I had the passcode was somebody else being able to get into my phone because I lost it twice. So that's the only reason why I haven't.
Oh, like that's the reason you put a password on it,
Yes.
just in case you lost your phone.
Yes.
Okay, so do you recall what time you went to bed?
I know that it was after midnight
Okay. How do you know that? Like, what makes you remember that?
because I walked up the stairwell and we have a clock that's on top.
Like, do you see it as you're walking up the stairwell?
Yes. You have to turn the corner and it's right here.
Okay. And you don't remember when you went in the shower, around what time it was, looking at that same clock?
I didn't shower. I mean, I showered earlier in the day.
No, when you said you hid in the shower when you were playing hide and seek.
Yes.
Did you happen to look at that clock then and see what time it was?
No, I just happened to look up on my way.
Going to bed? Or going into the room?
Yes.
Okay, so it was after midnight. Do you think it was before 1 a.m. then? Was it between midnight and 1 or?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, if I had to say, it was like 12:30-ish.
Okay. Okay, and when you went upstairs, you and George were no longer having a conversation, laughing about the suitcase. You just decided to go upstairs.
No, we were laughing about it.
Okay, so you continued to joke about it as you were going upstairs,
Yeah.
thinking he'll just get himself out and then.
Yes, that's why I didn't close it all the way. That's why I didn't close it all the way. I'm like, he'll be up here in a minute now. But then I guess I dozed off. And again, I'm thinking he's downstairs on the laptop this morning. Because he gets out of bed before I do, most of the time.
Did she just say because he gets out most of the time? Have they done this before?
When you put him in or when he got into the suitcase,
Yes.
correct?
I didn't
So the suitcase
understand.
now, if we're looking at it, what side was his head on when he got into the suitcase and you zipped him? Was his
Yeah,
head
she said
like,
they done this, or no, they play hide and seek before.
if we're looking
If
at it
it's
right?
like this,
Okay.
his head was here. The hole was here.
So his head was closer to where,
Yes,
like when you close it, his head was closer to where it's closed.
no, that's where
Once
his head's
in
here.
her
This is
interview the
him
next
doing
day.
the finger thing over here.
Right, so his head is closer to where you can close it. So when you close it, his head is on that side, or his head is on the opposite side of where you put it. Because there's obviously an open one is in, and one is obviously this.
When you do this, yes,
Mhm.
his head was here, where the zip part was.
Okay. Okay.
Once, just once.
But again, that's why I didn't zip it up all the way.
Is there anything else that you think is important for us to know that we haven't asked you?
I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know, again, if he had like a heart attack or an aneurysm or what. Like, I don't know what happened.
Do you keep your phone on you? Like, is it always in your possession?
No. Because it's a community phone between me and him, like if he needs it, most of the time it's on the kitchen counter.
Okay.
where it's like he knows that's where my phone is, or hey, after you're done talking to Lucas, do you mind if I call my daughters? So
Right.
it's our phone.
No, I get it. I just,
But no, I don't walk around with my phone on me all the time.
okay. Did you bring it upstairs with you when you were going to bed?
No.
No. Okay. So it stays downstairs. Or
No.
is downstairs with him?
Yes, he was downstairs with him. Because that's how I heard my phone ringing, and I knew it was Brian because he called over and over and over and over again, which is what he does.
So you assumed it was him, but you didn't know Brian was calling you, but you assumed it was Brian.
Yes, because he calls back to back to back to back to back to back. So I eventually, I finally answer.
Okay.
Did she say
Okay,
she
so your
didn't take her
was
phone upstairs?
Yes.
I think she said that. She said it's usually on the kitchen counter. I don't know if she meant generally or that night.
Alrighty.
Because I thought she said
Can you raise your right hand for me?
that's what woke her up, was Brian
Do you
calling
promise
her.
and swear everything we've talked about has been true and accurate
No.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But may I ask you though, because I was telling you guys about it earlier,
Earlier he was doing this
Like, I don't
with his
know
hands,
if I-
like couldn't keep his hands still.
I'm afraid for my life at this point.
I know. But
I'm afraid.
I don't know anything about your guys' history. Like, I don't know, other than the family not liking you, like,
And they get upset because of the drinking. And just the things that we have gone through, and I know that they don't want him to be with me, but he and
are
I
they gonna tell me that he's an alcoholic?
probably.
Okay. Are they gonna tell me that you're an alcoholic?
They'll say that, but they don't know. They assume
Okay. Why do they say that he's an alcoholic?
because of his track record in Philadelphia and all of the things that he has done. Cars that he's wrecked, ex-wives' cars. He's been divorced twice. And he has, yes, they'll say that.
Okay.
They'll say that, but they don't know. They just assume.
Okay. Well, people have their opinions, okay? You can't not, there's nothing you can do about someone having an opinion and saying something like that.
He's totally
As
destroying
far
his
as what's going on
reputation, but
here,
she's completely innocent.
I've told you, prior, we don't know what happened. So I understand you feel like they're gonna not accept, what happened and they're gonna think that it's your fault, but at this time, we cannot conclude and say anything differently. I know you talked about you possibly going somewhere else for tonight. You have to do what you have to do to keep yourself safe, but at this point in time, no one has made a threat to you. No one has done anything.
I just haven't said anything to him yet.
Right, but we will obviously talk to them, and of course, we're gonna instruct them that this is an ongoing investigation.
I have my son.
Well, your son's with Brian and is gonna stay with Brian. So we're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. I know you're fearful of it now, but nothing has happened to where you're in fear based off past history and what they think of you and how
They threaten me all the time.
Do you have proof or is it all verbal? Like, would it be in your phone?
No, it's verbal.
Okay,
It's verbal.
so it's he said versus she said, or she said versus she said. So
Yeah,
you
they've been really nasty to me. Really nasty.
it's gonna be a shock. It's gonna be, everyone handles things differently. We're not gonna leave there with them hooting and hollering.
She's going to
and being
class.
upset.
And then they're gonna all come over here.
Okay, well, who's gonna collect? I don't even know
His mom.
His mom? What's his mom's name?
Blanca.
Is that her government name or is that just what you call her?
No, I think that's her government name.
And you said she lives around here?
They live down the street.
When's the last time you said he doesn't even really talk to his family because he chose you over them, so what time you seen them or talked to them?
I believe he did something with his brothers a couple of weeks ago, but I don't go over there.
Okay. Like, so if he goes over there, you do not go?
No.
But he did something with his brothers
I'm guessing so. I know that they come up to his job all the time.
when he was working there?
Yes.
Okay.
But
So.
they don't come, I mean, they have come over here and have just been completely disrespectful.
Okay.
And again, he ended up having to tell them, don't come over here if you're gonna act like that and treat Sarah like that.
Do you know their address?
I have it inside. I know it's Baja Boulevard, but if you go down, what is this out here? Goldenrod?
Mhm.
There's a Twisty Tree ice cream place on the right-hand side, and you turn down that road, and you make a right, and their house is white, and it's fenced in, and it's got a whole bunch of garden flowers.
I'm gonna end my recording, is that okay? Okay.
One quick question, just out of curiosity. I'm noticing your front door, it has a bunch of dents in it. What is that from?
When we moved in, they were already
Yeah, the
there.
birds and me.
I don't see any other doors with dents like that.
Whoever it was that lived here previously, I know it was a girl, but that was here when we moved in.
This ends our recording 17:47.
Cheeseburgers.
While you were on the scene on February 24th, did you also make contact with Ryan Boone?
Yes, before I spoke to Sarah Boone, yes.
And did you have an opportunity to interview him?
Yes, I did.
While on scene, did you also begin the process of examining the defendant's cell phone?
I did not examine it myself, but we have a waivers and affidavits form that has a consent portion on it. And so I did start doing the paperwork for that.
You obtained consent from the defendant in this case?
Yes, on scene to search through her cell phone.
And what time did you become aware of the videos on her cell phone?
So a digital forensic investigator responded out to the scene, and she responded out a little after 7 p.m. And I would assume she probably started doing, whatever she needed to do. And then a short time later, she came over and got my attention and expressed to me that I needed to look at something in her phone.
And these were the suitcase videos, correct?
Yeah, they were two separate videos from the night prior.
When you observed these videos, what actions did you take?
When I observed the videos, I directed the digital investigator to stop processing and downloading her phone any further, and that I was going to write a search warrant for her cell phone.
Did you obtain that search warrant for her cell phone?
Yes, it was signed by a judge the next day.
And
I wonder why they needed a warrant if they had permission.
Finish the digital analysis, correct?
Yeah, she was able to get the full download as well. She had already gotten the videos downloaded the night prior, but she was able to do whatever she does to get the full download.
In the course of your interview with the defendant, you were relayed information that I guess she had gone to Publix the previous day. Is that correct?
In the interview?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm sorry. In the interview that we just listened to about going to Publix?
In the course of speaking with her, did you learn that she had gone to Publix?
Yes, I was under the impression that that George had gone to Publix.
Did you follow up with that Publix for surveillance video in this case?
Yes, I went to the Publix to gather surveillance video.
And were you able to find that
What's a
video
Publix?
of them at Publix the previous day?
Yes.
Your Honor, request permission.
Grocery
to publish
store.
Stage 2.
You may.
Mm-hmm. 7-Eleven.
No, Publix is it's a big grocery store. It's like Winn-Dixie or trying to think of others.
So in Australia, we have like Woolworths, Coles, and then IGA, which is the Independent Grocers of Australia. They're sort of the big grocery stores.
I kind of want to say Costco, but we don't have those in
I'm
Florida.
first going to show you the video taken from Publix on February 23rd, 2020.
You have
at
Walmart,
approximately
but it has
12:15 p.m.
Walmart has everything, not just groceries.
Okay, that's what a
Oh,
Publix is.
Ma'am, using the laser pointer, could you please identify the victim and the defendant on this video?
Oh,
You can advance the video. Do you see the bottle of wine that was purchased in this video?
Yes, it's right here.
So they look like they're kind of similar in stature then.
Of the second surveillance video.
Yeah, Wendy's in Australia that I've always known was just an ice cream shop.
In this video. Is that the second bottle of wine? All right. In the course of your investigation, did you also interview individuals from the apartment complex while they were living?
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to also interview their neighbors as well?
Yes, I did.
Did you interview Juan Torres?
Yes, the following day.
And did you attend the autopsy in this case?
Yes, the following morning.
Your Honor, may I approach with the defense?
Yes.
Did they buy both the bottles of wine at the same time?
No, they kept going back.
Okay.
Yeah, they have food at Dairy Queen too.
Members of the jury, it is 3:34. My understanding based on the state is the next part of their presentation is going to be kind of long in length. So we're going to go ahead and take our afternoon break at this point in time. Similar instruction that I've given you over the last couple of days. Please don't have any discussions among yourselves or anyone else about the persons, places, things, or charge involved. And do not conduct any independent investigation with regard to those things. We'll give you a 15-minute recess. We will see you at 3:50. Thank you so much for your service.
Yeah, anybody want to bet they're going to be back in 15 minutes or not?
It'll be 15 minutes, but how many of them?
You all may be seated. State, anything we need to address? Defense. All right, we'll be in a recess for 15 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, where I live, because I live 45 minutes from like a major city. Well, it's a small town. My husband says it's not a small town, but compared to where we grew up, it's a city, but compared to like Miami and Orlando, it's a small town. But it's 45 minutes from here, and that's where we have to go for most of our shopping, movie theaters, if we want to, I don't know, specialty stores like hobby shops, craft stores, anything like that. So Chiefland is, so that's Gainesville. Chiefland's about 15 minutes the other direction. They have Walmart and Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie, I heard, has been bought by Aldi. And Aldi, we have Aldi in Gainesville. We've been once. But they get deliveries of fresh produce every day. And I'm so excited because now that they have bought Winn-Dixie, we should be getting an Aldi in Chiefland, which is like 15 minutes away. And because of the fibromyalgia and the arthritis and the back problems and everything, I order my groceries from Walmart and then Travis goes and picks them up.
Okay.
So now I don't have to order my produce from Walmart anymore because I have actually gotten stuff that was already bad by the time it got here. Like,
Yeah.
I love baby cucumbers, and I got a bag of baby cucumbers once, and because he goes after work. Like, I order them in the morning, and I set my pickup time for when he gets off work. So, and then he usually goes through a restaurant somewhere and brings us home dinner. I put up the groceries, we eat dinner, and then the next day is usually when I go to cook something. Or why is Gainesville the home of fried calamari? I mean, we do have fried calamari, but I don't know that we're the home of fried calamari. So, one time I got a bag of baby cucumbers and I put my hand in it to get one out and it went through the cucumber. I was like, oh, gross. We bought these yesterday. My hand should not have gone through the cucumber. So I'm kind of excited that we're getting an Aldi's. because they have good meat and they have good produce that they get in like every day, new shipments. So that way I can just run over there and grab produce and meat real quick. And then, because if I have like a long shopping list and I go shopping, I give out like halfway through the shopping list and I'm like, oh, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yep.
Huh. Well, we don't have a Red Lobster anymore. I was not consulted when they took away our Red Lobster. Because I would have put my foot down. Don't take our Red Lobster. My husband, my silly husband, he doesn't like seafood. He likes shrimp. And he does like fish because the Gordon's fish fillets, I get those all the time frozen and I throw them in the air fryer and he eats those all the time. When I don't feel like cooking, I'm like, we're having fish and chips tonight. And I throw fries and fish patties in the fish fillets in the air fryer. And that's what we eat when I don't feel like cooking. And
Sounds good.
he eats them all the time. Easy, quick, easy. Not with the air fryer. It's not, it's not too bad. It's a little greasy because it's already been fried once, but and but getting him to go to a seafood restaurant, like pulling teeth. But he would go to Red Lobster, especially when they had their like all you can eat shrimp thing. I love shrimp scampi. I love seafood. I'm a little picky where fish is concerned because I don't like fishy tasting fish. I like white fish, like cod and flounder and grouper. But we have a bonefish grill in Gainesville, and I've always wanted to try it. But he went there once and he didn't, not the one in Gainesville, but he has been to the Bonefish Grill once and he didn't like it. So anytime he goes to a restaurant that he doesn't like, we can never go there again. Even if it was in another city, another location, we can never go there again. And if he goes somewhere, and even if it's a place we've gone all the time, and one time he went and he goes and he didn't like it, or like if we go to a barbecue place and one time there's a little too much fat on the barbecue, we can never go back. If if it upsets his stomach a little bit, we can never go back. No, it's crazy. And I can't get him to try anything new. No new restaurants, no new foods ever. He's not a picky eater. He's a good eater, but it's just when it comes to restaurants, he likes what he likes and that's it.
Fair enough.
We've already talked about this. We've talked about this. I don't eat oysters. I've tried them. I don't like them. I like scallops. I don't like oysters. I don't know why. I just don't like them. I like shrimp. I like clams. I like scallops. I like calamari. Let's see, what else is there? I have never had conch. I don't know if I would like conch. I don't like mussels. I guess I say it's the shells, but scallops have shells and I like scallops.
I'm always really
What are the
fussy
other
when it
ones I
comes
like?
to seafood.
Clams. Clams have shells and I like clam too, so I don't know why I don't like oysters. I love shrimp scampi. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what's a conch? A conch is, let me see if I can find a picture of a conch.
I've always been really fussy about seafood. I like barramundi, salmon, tuna. That's about it.
That's a conch.
Aren't those things poisonous? Like deadly poisonous?
No. No.
There are some of those shells, if you put it to your ear, you'll likely die because it's very poisonous. Dunno.
That is what people from the Keys are called. They're called conchs. I'm a conch. I'm a Florida
The Florida
conch.
Keys?
Mm-hmm. Yep. They were talking about becoming their own, not state, territory, I guess, at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to be the Conch Republic. And for a while, I think they quit doing it, but for a while you could visit the Keys and I think you could get a certificate or a passport or something that said Conch Republic. But yeah, that critter inside that shell, you can cook it and fry it and have conch fritters. They call them conch fritters.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
I've never had one. I love crab cakes.
Never had them.
Crab
See, I think
cakes
part
are
of the
good.
thing
They're
was
basically crab meat. They're basically crab meat, like just like all shredded up, cooked with like onions and celery and seasonings and
fair enough. I grew up in a church where we were supposed to be vegetarian, so we didn't have any meat products. So me just eating cows and chickens is a big thing. So I guess I'm a bit fussy with food. I'm fussy about what animal I eat and what part of the animal I'll eat. I love celery. Oh, I'll tell you what, I found out that celery and Nutella is so yummy, but I eat way too much Nutella, so I'm trying to not do that. I think you're muted. Okay, yep, you're back.
okay. Yeah, I haven't tried it with Nutella. I like celery with peanut butter and I like it with cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I taught a not toddler class. They were like 3 to 5-year-old class at church one time. And the little curriculum, um, they were like animals. And I don't remember what it was, but the animals in the story for that week were eating bugs. So
Mm-hmm.
I made the kids what we used to call ants on a log, where you take a celery stick and you put peanut butter and then raisins on it. And we called it
Mm-hmm.
ants on a log. That's what we ate when I was a kid. We called them ants on a log, and the kids wouldn't eat them because I called them ants on a log. They thought it was gross. I'm like, it's just peanut butter and celery and raisins. But they wouldn't eat it. I was like, okay, well, I thought it was
At least,
clever since
yeah,
in
at
your
least it's
lesson
reasonable
the
food.
animals are eating. Yeah,
Not like
but
Heston.
Nutella's almonds. Isn't Nutella almonds though?
Hazelnut, I think.
Not. Oh, hazelnut. Okay.
But it may
I
have
would die
peanuts in
if
it
I
as
had a
well. I don't
peanut
know.
allergy.
Mm.
I would die if I had a peanut allergy because I love peanuts so much. I guess if you're allergic to a food, though, once you find out the first time, you never eat it again. So it's really not something that you miss.
No, allergies are no joke, especially peanut
Like,
allergies.
speaking of food poisoning, my dad, we went to like a murder mystery show. It was like a dinner show in Orlando, and it was a dinner show where you participated in like trying to solve the mystery, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really cool. But my aunt had this weird condition where she would get a migraine if she ate after 5 o'clock. So we went to Red
Hmm.
Lobster first so she could
Yep.
eat. And my dad, I don't know why, he wanted some kind of soup they had, lobster bisque or something like that. He wanted to try the soup, and then he was still going to eat at the murder mystery thing, and he got food poisoning from that soup.
Oh, no.
And he was outside throwing up in the parking lot through the whole show and missed the whole thing. He got
Oh,
so
no.
sick from that soup. And thank goodness my aunt didn't have that soup. My aunt didn't have that soup, so she was fine. So she
Yep.
couldn't eat it the thing because of her condition, but she got to do the thing, and I felt so bad because my dad was outside throwing up through the whole entire show.
Yeah.
Felt bad for him. But I didn't eat anything. Like I think I just went in and had a drink while they ate, and then I ate at the dinner show. But Orlando has a lot of really neat dinner shows. It is
Fair enough.
definitely got plenty to do. Plenty of stuff to do in Orlando beside theme parks if you're not a theme park person. But uh I didn't trick Travis into going. I did tell him before we left, but I bought the tickets without telling him for medieval times where you go in and it's this big, it's not an arena, it's a straight shot with bleachers on each side, and there's knights and horses and they joust and they do all kinds of
Right.
stuff right in front of you. It's so cool. And
That'd be cool.
and they feed you like Cornish hens, and it's set up like it's really medieval times. So there's no utensils. Everything is stuff you can eat with your hands. And they tell you to not bang your cups or plates together because it'll scare the horses. Um and the people that are serving you, they're like serving wenches and serving slaves, and it's so much fun. It's it's a blast. My dad used to go take us. He would take me and my friends all the time. We go a couple times a year. He loved, and he would stand up and he'd go kill, kill. He loved it. And so I knew if I told Travis beforehand, he would say no. So I went ahead and bought the tickets, and he kept driving me crazy till I told him where we were going. I was gonna just like, go here, turn here, do this, do that, but finally I told him, and he didn't want to go, but I already bought the tickets. But he had a blast. He loved it.
That's good, yeah. Well, I was too scared to go to those kinds of places. Guess I'm just too introverted.
Oh, we had so much fun.
Because we have restaurants like Hog's Breath, you probably have. That's always a sort of a fancier restaurant. And then we've got like the Outback where you have a meal, but they have like all these horses and do all the shows and things like the farm hand type things. I think there was even a Dracula one at some stage where you could go to a performance, and I guess it was like a
cool.
murder mystery type thing. But I never went to any of those. I used to love going to Cirque du Soleil when that came to
Like stuff
town.
like that.
I
I want to go to Cirque du Soleil. I haven't been yet.
almost got it. I used to love Cirque du Soleil. I went to a number of them, actually. I've got a few of them on DVD, even. It was always a cool circus. Because they don't have any animals, so you don't have to worry about animal cruelty. It's all just performers, people. Lobster used to be prison food and a poor man's dish. Interesting.
How? How?
I guess if it was really
I can't
common.
afford to eat lobster now. It's hard to catch lobster.
Some of the things that people eat that are considered a delicacy. Have you ever heard of ambergris? It's like regurgitated whale phlegm or something, but Charles II used to love it. It was a real delicacy. And I'm just like,
Oh,
ugh. Yeah.
ugh. Yuck.
But it was rare, hard to get, so therefore it was fancy. Because they're bottom feeders, scavengers, fair enough, I can understand that. Same with prawns, or shrimps, as you call them.
Wait, what is going on?
You know, they're complaining about the USB drives. I guess they're trying to work out if they managed to get them on CDs or not. Interesting that we have closed captions but no sound. Perfume.
Hey, you guys don't have sound?
No.
I have sound. That's weird. I could try reloading.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's just no sound for some reason. Is there a volume? Did the volume get turned down, maybe?
What is happening?
Still not hearing it. It was me all along, haha. My stream now. So, how you doing? It's funny, my cats always insist on being let outside during the day. I mean, they want to go outside at nighttime too, but I always try and keep them in. But they just started coming back in again lately, which is good, but it's just funny. I think it's more just the door being closed that they don't like.
Is published to you. Members of
There
the
we
jury,
go.
you are
Got
about to
sound.
and
Welcome
listen
back.
to a video recording. The court instructs you that the recording has been edited to eliminate irrelevant portions that would not add to your understanding of the case. The fact that the recording has been edited should not concern you in any way and must not impact the way you view,
Go full
listen
screen.
to, and consider this evidence.
I can't get it to go full screen.
Try hitting escape and see if it's got confused and then try again. Oh, it did something.
Sure. So obviously,
There you go.
you received his autopsy. So I'm going to read you your rights again.
There we go, I
because
think.
we have to talk about
Yeah.
that. And
Oh, good.
talking about the incident, we just have to do it, just like we did yesterday. Just like we did yesterday. Remember I read you the rights? Your rights? Yeah. Just the exact same thing, but since I'm asking you follow-up questions, I need to read them to you, okay? All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in court.
Okay, we all good now?
Yep, we're good.
If you cannot
Okay,
afford a
I'll
lawyer,
be right back.
one can be
Yep.
provided for you for questioning without charge. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me? No. And do you understand what
It's
I
my
just read?
stream again, haha.
Okay. So this morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed
Who's that guy?
of some
Get out of the
injuries
way.
that he has by the doctor. So I want, so he's got scratch marks to his back. I know that's okay. And it's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So like basically you're getting hit and then you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising. Like someone hit you.
Looking at
or
the
something like that.
autopsy,
It's
he
called
had
a
massive
contusion.
bruising.
So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his like lip. We could see his mouth was a little. I haven't laid hands on him. Okay. I've also too. I fell off
The
my
airwaves.
side.
Because I live in the
And
future.
he's notorious for going to the wall or the hall tree. So why? Okay. What about the scratches? Because there's also sex. Yes. Okay. Because there's also like a scratch on like the back of his neck, like kind of like going, but it's like going straight across. I have no idea what that's from. And they're all recent. Like they occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago, or 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yet neither of
They
them had
definitely occurred.
other DNA under their fingernails. They only had their own.
I have not gotten into it. Okay. That's why, like, the only thing I thought you guys were gonna ask me about, which I was gonna be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back. Mm-hmm. Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea
what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house too, so.
Let's count how many
there
times she says
last Monday, last
unintentional.
Oh, gosh.
So my understanding is there like last Tuesday.
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week, so.
Well, we're talking about Sunday. We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday. And
That's
then
why I'm thoroughly confused, because we had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine, and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint.
But
do
did you have
puzzles,
cheese?
and play. And listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
he also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head, his skull,
I have no idea.
as if something hit him.
I
Consider
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
How would you get those in?
Tell me, we'll both know.
She's a good
I
liar,
have
man.
not touched him.
Yesterday, when we took photographs of your overall body, and they did the buccal swab, did they go under your fingernails?
No.
Okay, are you willing to let us
Absolutely.
swab underneath your fingernails?
Go for it.
Okay.
I have no idea, and I don't want to seem out of sorts, but I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately, even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general and ex-wives and everything. It's
What
been
job?
good.
You didn't have
Like, I don't
jobs.
even know where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I
think
think
the
if this
last
was a good
physical
day,
was
what was a
probably
bad day?
I think, a month ago, where you got the injury, right? What you said that was
I'll
a
say
month
a
ago?
few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last like physical altercation between the two of you. A month ago, you hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, let's turn around. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either. Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, it's since the last time he got out of jail, like, we've been good. He's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So,
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
the probation officer,
Oh, no, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So.
Makes
Right, but you're
sense.
saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, there was the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so.
Give or take.
Right, so what do you mean by he comes after you, like?
He gets
Well, there are red flags.
belligerently drunk. Like, I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet.
There
and
are
seen any of the
red
pictures or
flags in
videos
this
that I've taken.
interview, but I was
And
convinced
At one point, I started
that this whole
documenting
thing was an
Okay.
So you all
accident.
will see in my pictures, bloody fingers,
From this
split
interview,
forehead,
I was convinced
split
this
my
whole thing
nose.
was an accident.
I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have almost I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards and then tend to it. And then poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's,
And why are you still with them?
everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this, I really love him. Like, I do. And I feel like I can help him. Like, I feel like I could help him, which I did, because he came a really long way from where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything else that he's been dealing with. I've really helped him. I bailed him out of jail, 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state, I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him, because I have hope in him. And he
Well, but
was
she said
trying.
it was unintentional. That would make it an accident,
And
right?
then he starts to think about things, and
I mean, that's what I think of when someone says
Next
unintentional.
thing you know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is gonna go. So I'm gonna go upstairs and read a book, or I'm gonna go for a bike ride, or I'm gonna do something else. Or I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do.
What
He
stuff?
doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself.
You don't
where
work. What stuff do you have to
can
do?
50 things at once and still know
She's
that
saying,
50
I
things
don't
more
drink
previously
except for wine and on
prior that I
weekends.
need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't drink. And every time, his job broke his heart. And it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill.
How much pride in his job at Ace Hardware.
He had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers. She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job? And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries.
She really doesn't seem that emotional, and she's quickly blaming everybody else.
The puzzles and the things to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have
That's
a
what
drink.
narcissists
So when
do.
you
They
open
always
my
blame
phone,
other people.
You can see all of
Yeah.
the damage he has
You're
done
never
to
at
me,
fault.
and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk. Where most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try to help him. I try to calm him down.
You know, they talk about liars always give way too much information, and she's
Well,
just
yesterday
supplying
made it
all of
sound
this
like
random
you guys
extra
were just
stuff.
drinking like a glass or two. Like, yeah, you obviously had the bottle, but you told me on but you told me on recording, like, that you were not drunk, he was not drunk, you guys were having a good time. I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want to get drunk. I don't like
I can't believe her, that's the thing.
having my wits about
She's
myself.
so,
I don't like feeling
seems
out
so
of control.
disingenuous.
So, I'm just saying, you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today. And yesterday, I was kind of asking you those questions, and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics. We are not, but you guys are both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out, I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand and it got physical? No. Or is it? Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time, and just being happy kind of thing. He doesn't know, I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine. Have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect. Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday? How were you, like, how many glasses of wine did you have? How many glasses of wine did he have? The bottle was gone. I mean, I don't know if you poured any out. Yeah, that was previous. You said that there was a half bottle left over. And then, that you had wine, I don't even know how did you guys get the wine for Sunday? I'm guessing he went to Publix. Does he like leave the house and you stay home, or do you go to Publix? Like, cause I'll go with him. Okay. Did you go with him Sunday to Publix? So most of the time what happens is, because the convenience store where we get cigarettes is here, and then Publix literally is cattywampus to it. Okay. So what he'll do is he'll start, go by Publix, and then on the way back, catch the convenience store. Okay. So is that what you did Sunday? I'm guessing that's what he did, because next thing I know, he's walking in with bottles.
Okay.
So it's him trying to be nice, so I don't have to go out and do it. Plus there's stuff that around the house that I had to take care of. So that's usually what will
But
happen.
she was on the video. She went with him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So where were you guys at on drunkenness, not drunkenness on Sunday?
I told us you weren't drunk. No, I was not drunk. Right. I was not drunk. So with him, I don't know. I know when it's like, oh, okay, man, where I have told him, slow down. It's starting to catch up with you. Slow down. Slow down.
Bless you.
And another thing too is I don't like listening to music with him because he gets
Right,
too
like in his
involved
blood
in music,
shoes.
and the music that he listens to is a little rough around the edges and like just, it makes me fractious listening to his music. So I kept asking him, let's just you and me talk. You and me will just be the ones that are talking, which was fine, because I mean, we were playing with a dog, whatever, and then it's like, okay, now let's do the painting. We just did the puzzle, took a break, now let's do this. Sure enough, that dog, we're sitting in there talking, laughing, talking about new movies, we're watching movie trailers while we're doing painting and all that other stuff. So it's still background noise to him, because I think that's what he's used to, is having background noise. For me, I can sit in here all day with not a peep, but he always has to have some kind of background noise, which I didn't mind because the trailers were cool, and he was interested in showing them to me, getting excited about movies that were out. Or
He's in the
upcoming.
courtroom.
So
On your laptop you're talking about?
Okay. And I mean, and then it was.
You said it was a good day, like, you guys didn't have any conversations about your relationship, you guys didn't go down like the rabbit hole, like had too many to drink, and you guys started getting.
No, when I tell you this, it made me so happy that he actually listened to what I had to say with just, we'll get through it. This will be fine. It's a small hurdle that you and I together will get through, because.
I'm talking about the money, jobs,
Daughter. Yes.
nothing
No.
relationship wise though, like no issues, like, did you guys have a conversation about your relationship, or was it just about?
Just
like
what's
the stress?
going on right now.
Got it.
I try to evoke it from him so he gets it off his chest, because I call him the volcano, where eventually he's going to erupt.
Right.
And what he has learned in his classes is to communicate, which is a huge thing in a relationship,
Right.
where he has been practicing communication. So he actually talks to me about things and unburdens himself. Put it on me. I'll sit there and try and figure it out for you, like I have almost everything. Not a worry, just tell me, get it out of you.
Right.
But it was, when I tell you, I was so happy. Like, it was such a good day. I kid you not. The weather was beautiful outside. I'm the one that had him go inside so we can do puzzles and painting, listen to music, or whatever else he wants to do. So then he starts doing whatever it is we're doing together in the living room. And then starts talking, because I think he gets comfortable with, okay, you know what, we're here, it is a good day. Let me go ahead and explain myself. So I know. Nobody else knows, but I know. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone.
Ask
I helped him.
everyone.
I took care of him. I miss him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night. I miss him a lot.
There's the remorse.
It got to be too much for you, and you couldn't handle taking care of him, and
I never
One.
stopped.
trying to.
I never stopped. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now, and I'm still trying to help him.
Yeah, we just don't. I mean, it's unexplainable how he got these injuries, and
I have no idea.
you were the only one with him.
100% right hand to God. I have no idea how he got them. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody touched anybody.
And yet she hit him with a bat.
You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos, kind of like a proof and just in general.
Yeah, I started documenting at one point, but that was way before I think the last time that he got arrested, where he was flying off the deep end. But then I had him bailed out. I got him out of jail.
Right.
But because he had
She really
violated
thinks
the
she's
pretrial
the savior.
diversion, this time it's probation, so you don't have a choice in it. You have to go see your probation officer. You have to go to these classes. It's court ordered. Where it took them a while to get used to it and understand, they're not messing
This
around.
is true.
I even went down and met his probation
The
officer.
bat
which
touched
I
him.
say
He didn't touch him. The bat
wonderful.
touched
That's
him.
one of my questions to was talking about. Hugged me and said how much she knows that I take care of it. She called me personally one time when George was at work, when he was working. 42-minute phone call. She and I just saying how grateful she is that George has me. And she knows how hard I'm working to help him, just as she is and just as the classes will. So once he started actually going on a regular basis to the probation officer and then to his substance abuse class and his, I don't know what BIP stands for, battered intervention program. And actually listening to what it is everyone had to say, he changed. Like I could see a change in him, where before lashing out, he would think about it. And would always come home and show me his papers, and we would look over his papers together. It's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. Because for a video that he watches, to make him feel that way, where it's like, oh man, I have done her wrong. But he's changed. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Hey,
And when you
don't believe it.
when you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that. All my neighbors told me that. The office, property manager.
At some point, somebody gets enough, then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee. And I don't know if you would like to see on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop. I actually, because, and you have to understand too, I have, like, prior to classes in PO, take him out. How many times? I had him arrested. How many times?
But you also went down and bailed
I know.
Bailed them out.
the next day.
I know. Was that your laptop? What did I tell you?
I sort of get the feeling she'd be
Oh.
more controlling and want to
Previously.
dominate the situation rather than
I
fleeing.
actually looked up how to file a restraining order.
But I don't know.
Because I would take him out, his parents, because of them constantly having to take him back in, his bags of clothes, all his stuff. The last time, the father came out and irate and just not even, I don't even know if he knew Lucas was in the car. Just opened the back of my car and started throwing all his crap and just throwing it. Like the car would jostle and throwing all this stuff. At that point, because I continually did it, not continually, I think I did it 3 times, and he has nowhere else to
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
They got fed up and said, nope, either you're staying there or you're staying here. But here, at their place, it's permanent. You're not going back over there anymore. So what happened is, he pursues me. So, I don't know if y'all know where Katie Way Trail is. Okay, so it's literally right there from our apartment. Would ride his bike to work, but before he would leave extra early and come up to the wall, stand on top of his bike and poke his head over because he would know that I would be outside having my morning cigarette and cup of coffee. And I would also know too what time he would get off of work, where I would know, come getting off of work, he can do the same thing. So it's not like I ever got like a break from him, where I told you all yesterday, or whatever it was. I started to feel that it was too much togetherness. And when you have too much togetherness, friction happens. So I'm gonna go ride my bike. I'm gonna go upstairs and read a book. But every waking moment, he wants to be with me. So, and mind you, our townhome is
Yes, because you're the
upstairs
center of the
or
universe.
downstairs. So it's like, if you would like to sit downstairs and watch a movie or play on the laptop, look at some jobs, you're more than welcome to. I'm just gonna be upstairs and watching one of my shows or maybe reading a book. So, and then when that would happen, We really needed that. So what's for dinner? And then we would cook together and eat dinner and then crawl in the bed and watch a movie.
You're talking about this is like recent, I don't know, you kind of like lost me, like, when, what are
It
you?
was a little while ago.
Now you're talking about tension building up and that you need space, so have you been feeling that way lately, or?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, my thing is too, so you'll know, I hate that you can't talk to her, but.
That
Being
was
his
a
ex-wife,
screwed up
when I say a
relationship.
monster, she's a monster. Like she withholds their children from speaking to him. So he gets upset about that.
Everybody
and
else
she
was evil, but I'm the savior.
like, completely berates him about money, about father that he is, what he did to her, all this other good reason. But, which is why he doesn't even bother calling anymore, because he knows that she's gonna answer and he's gonna have to talk to her, so therefore he
It's my
can't talk to
computer
his
doing
daughter.
that. I am
The last
hardwired
time
in.
he talked to her, made her talk to Cookie. That's on my cell phone.
Might be running out of memory. I've been having that
It
trouble
doesn't
with my
matter.
computer.
Like, it doesn't matter.
What does she have to do though with anything about what happened Sunday and into Monday? Like,
No, I'm just saying, like, previously, why the incidents would happen is she played a big part of it.
okay.
On top of job, and money, and groceries and all that.
Okay.
Sunday, when I tell you this, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Is there anybody else at the house?
Nope, it's just me and him.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better, like what time, you guys were playing, what time he was zipped up in the luggage, what time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
You started the activities around 4, you said?
Yes, around 4:30ish, and then,
You just said that it was dark when you were playing behind and seek, and I'm just curious if you remember.
but when we were outside, that's where we would start and talk about things, and then eventually I was the one that had to come inside. So we.
At the time, you remember what time that was, is what she's asking.
And you said you went up to bed around
Midnight.
midnight, and fell asleep around 12:30-ish. But those were the only times I had. So I have 4 and I have midnight. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or
Like when we started to play, I see.
yeah.
Well, we went inside. Probably about half a day. We were not there too long.
Yeah, you're freezing a lot. Are you okay?
Six-ish. Let's go inside. I don't want to be out here.
Now I've lost my
All right,
check.
Nope.
Let's go.
Is it?
Now I
What?
just,
Nope.
just have
We're doing
Sarah
whatever. We did it for a while because that puzzle.
the detective.
Yeah, you're really breaking up a lot at the moment.
If we took it or we saw it. Worked on the puzzle again. Started to paint.
You got any programs on in the background that you can close out?
Maybe. Gosh, that puzzle, we worked on that for probably a good
No.
hour
Oh,
and a half. So 8 o'clock-ish.
Is when I went to hide upstairs originally?
No, that's when we were like painting. So then it's like, okay, well, we can't paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. We're so like, okay, we know. Okay, take off. That's what we did.
And then you went upstairs, and then you didn't come up, and you came down. And the suitcase was there originally because you guys were to do donations, there, like, it's just kind of like that process.
Technical difficulties. Don't you love technology? Yeah, what with how much emphasis there is in technology these days and the internet, you think that improve things. They just keep changing them, they don't improve them. How you going?
But obviously, I understand, you're claiming that Sunday, it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is this?
Am I just slowing it down?
We were actually this last day running out of space too high because we have a townhome where it's upstairs or downstairs. So.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any any photos? No.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. But your phone is password protected, you have the password, he has the facial recognition, so it's not like someone else could be on your phone.
No.
But you have the face and the password?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he only has the face, correct?
No.
To be able to get onto your phone, you told me that he looks at the phone.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were asking me if I did. Yes, it's me.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull up the stream and then we can use my feed. Might save your computer a bit. Okay, if I go back and then if I share. Okay, it is maximized. It should. I think you're muted again.
It's here now.
Okay. Still no sound?
This is the funniest part. Still no sound. Is there sound coming from that? Is there sound now?
Is that working?
That's when you showed me. I don't want to watch that for you.
Is it working now?
Last time we talked to you, you said that you put him in the suitcase, you had 2 fingers hanging out.
I flipped him over.
Okay.
I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
There's 2 different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions and him saying that he can't breathe and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
It was flipped up.
right, it was flipped up normal.
Yeah.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, they're just killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later is flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it. Okay. My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep,
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
but not intentional.
No, you told me you
Not
went
intentional.
upstairs because you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stop here.
Okay, but
First here.
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because they're at the end.
And his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
It doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole, there's no fingers, I don't see his fingers, there's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you, I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the
I
other video.
understand. I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you,
It's not malicious.
then what is that?
what does fuck you mean to you?
Well,
Like if I were to tell
oh, like,
my
yeah, like, I get told everything by a white woman, so
Okay.
What does
my
that
intention was
mean?
not to leave that in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself
Yes.
out, but the video shows
That's what I
at no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers, and
He'll
it
be up
looks
here any
like-
minute.
and then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you.
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you think he
Not able
was
to
joking? You told me he was laughing, and
We were,
the
we were.
video, there's no
When we first
laughing.
got in there, both of us
So
were.
how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to recording this?
No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny,
But
but
I
you're the
didn't,
only one laughing.
but I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase
Get out of the way,
saying,
then.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before too, where it's just like, he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like, I
He's
don't,
never been locked in a suitcase, but
No.
now he's gonna get up, so.
it's kind of, I thought it was
And
the
you know
boy
the oxygen.
calling wolf, crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan,
But nowhere in there is he laughing and he's joking, he is
Never
begging.
been in a suitcase
And
before
you're the only
saying
one
I
laughing.
can't breathe.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
no. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me, like,
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
well, I know what,
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
No.
Why don't you remember making the video?
probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
Just because I went upstairs and, just because you're drunk doesn't mean that you,
Times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mhm.
You said that you don't like not having regrets. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and a video and taking a photo,
Sad.
they are
Makes me want
intoxicated.
to cry.
Okay, I understand where y'all are
That
coming
is
from.
so
Well,
sad.
we're just trying to make sense of it. We're
I
trying to
get it,
figure out what
We're
you're
trying to
saying.
figure out this
You
video.
explain it to us. We're listening.
I did, like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was, my plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to, he'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and.
My plan was also to leave him in the suitcase,
So why didn't you take him out?
because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out?
I didn't do it intentionally.
What do you think is gonna happen if you leave somebody in a confined space like that?
Well, I thought by not giving it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And what was
suitcase.
your plan?
Interesting. If she'd been in the suitcase and then barely survived, she'd actually survive. How would she fit the situation?
Fell asleep.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him, maybe I shouldn't?
No.
When you, that didn't cross your mind.
That's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking. Just,
We're asking.
it's the
You
whole,
tell us.
it's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking.
Yeah. But you weren't
I thought it
drunk
was like,
then.
I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't, you
He's
all,
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, nobody understands our relationship. This whole suitcase thing never happened before.
No one understands your relationship, or nobody
Would you leave Lucas in the
relationship.
suitcase jokingly? Because it was a joking matter, you put him in there jokingly. Would you leave Lucas jokingly in there? And you love Lucas, right? And you
I
love
wouldn't do
Jorge.
that to him either. I wouldn't do that to him.
So, I just,
Well, it's not like, again, I don't think you all understand. Like, that was not my intention.
Well,
I don't have any idea what I said from that.
but by your action, that's exactly right. You get to the point where you've done so much for somebody and they don't show you any appreciation.
He did.
Not by your words in the video. I don't get that.
He did.
Because you're bringing up the fact that when he's choking you, you can't breathe. That's how you felt when he cheated on you. You couldn't breathe. And you verbally several times told him, just fuck you.
when you
Well,
said it,
you said it in the
you
video.
won't let us play the rest of it. You don't
And
want
you-
When I say cheating, it's on his phone.
Okay. Cheating is cheating.
I think so too.
Exactly.
It's your definition of cheating though, so, I mean, that's what the word cheat means.
And that's what you told him in the video. That I couldn't breathe when you cheated on me.
No.
That's how I felt when he said, Sarah, I can't breathe. And you told me,
I don't know
fuck you.
you. This is
What would you say if somebody told you that they had done this?
so much.
You said somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think, so you all think that it's like, oh good, I got him in there, now I'm gonna go sleep? Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or trying to like,
The video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
no.
It is not leading up, it is not matching what statement you give us in the car. And
So,
that's why we wanna know,
and I don't remember doing
the injuries are not consistent with what you told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really truly does.
You don't think that I have thought about that?
Thought about the video or thought about?
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh good, I got him in there, now I'm gonna go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Well, it's not an assumption when that's what you told us that happened.
That's what happened.
And the video,
Not an assumption.
yeah, I mean,
He's playing
I'm not gonna
victim card
say-
now.
You thought he could get it out on his own. But the video shows that he can knock it out on his own.
But when I unzipped it with one finger.
From the outside.
But it had the hole in it.
And you're claiming that it had a paper clip, so that's what assisted you in doing it.
No.
What you told us.
When I had my sweatshirt, I said I thought it had a paper clip on it. It's
But
got,
the zipper part is broken,
yeah, which is why we were gonna zip it. I just,
You were able to unzip it from the outside, very easily, because that's the way they're designed.
but you could on the inside too. I don't know how.
So why wouldn't you have gotten killed out if you could?
I don't know.
Wait a
I don't know
minute.
if you saw,
How do you
like,
know?
where the hole was. I don't know.
No,
I didn't see no fingers
you're the
sticking
only
out.
one that. That's what I'm saying, like, he's in one position, and where his head would be, we should be able to see fingers. And then when it flipped over onto this right side, again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please.
Also, he was rather injured and bruised when
I'm
he was
not
in there.
kidding. I haven't said anything. I follow evidence.
But my intention was not, again, oh good, I got him in there, now I'm just gonna go to sleep.
What do you think someone that knows nothing about this, or hears just a little bit, like, oh, they were playing around in a
She's
suitcase,
been
and then
drinking,
watches
probably
that
went to
video?
sleep. That's what happened.
So you let him out before, I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you got upstairs. You like consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you're giving me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you
I
got
don't-
upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen.
Not intentional.
I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I'm sick. Especially with that. I thought I couldn't sleep last night. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. You tell us the last night, you vividly remember this when you told us last night, that he was laughing, you were laughing, you put him in the suitcase, he has two fingers sticking out, and you go to bed. Now we see something totally different. And it actually shows you upset and, again, using derogatory terms to him when he's begging for his life to get out of that suitcase.
So, but my thing is,
we're assuming, we're not assuming.
but the thing is, so it just happened to be that whenever I was videotaping or doing whatever else it
Wait,
was,
that's
had just
wrong.
happened to not have that in it.
No, sorry.
And you also, in the video, you can't see any holes. There's
Oh, I see.
nowhere in that
There we
where
go.
the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole.
He eventually would have been able to get out. Based
Alcohol,
on what you're telling us, he should have been able to get out. But the video
There we go.
shows him
Sorry.
attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't. So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you dipped it up all the way, and then,
I did not zip it up all the way. I did not zip it up all the way. This is horrific, okay? Horrific.
is it your fault?
So they don't-
Horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this. Ever be right. Dealing with everything else that I have in my life, personally. And then this,
Okay.
whom I love.
They heard
It
the
was
sound
not
start up
intentional.
high and then go low.
I will put my hand on the Bible. It was not intentional. I would not do that to him or anyone else.
But you did.
Not intentional.
You intentionally went up to bed.
I didn't intentionally go to bed. If I'm thinking, okay, then,
Hold
you
on.
know,
How did you not intentionally go to bed? You said you went upstairs and got into bed. That's intentionally going to bed.
waiting for him.
And he doesn't come, but you don't go down to check on him.
So I happen to go to sleep. When I say go to sleep,
And what do you
it's
normally
not
do when
what I
you go to
used
bed?
to.
What do you normally do when you go to bed?
What do you mean?
What is the bed for? Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go to
But
bed to
obviously
do
you
what?
can tell you that, like, I
You
think
go to
it's
bed to do
also.
what? Okay. You kept telling us, hey, I wasn't intoxicated, I wasn't this, I wasn't that.
Being drunk and intoxicated, which, then you can tell that I've been drinking, but
Okay. So if you weren't intoxicated, then why would you ever leave somebody in a suitcase that's begging to get out, that's telling you they can't breathe?
If I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would do the same thing? Where it's like, hop in, I'm gonna go to sleep. Is that what you all are trying to do? To portray
We're
him?
not trying to do anything.
They're not trying to do
I'm just asking
anything.
you to explain to me what happened.
Everything was fine and dandy.
I don't know.
Everything.
Fine and dandy.
Was fine and
Until
dandy.
it wasn't.
You all know, okay, for me to tell you this, again, mind you, I've been without him for a day now.
Anytime they say
I
anything
don't-
negative against her, then she's
No.
totally playing the victim.
I
Like, oh, you just
don't
made-
know what you all want me to tell you, because this was not in any way, shape, or form handled the Bible intentional.
Okay. So you just
I
left
didn't kill him.
You left him there to see him alive.
I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How was that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole, knowing that it's there. He'll get out no problem. Because you don't,
If he doesn't,
but
then you
the,
don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even moved,
And don't stop.
you admit to moving the.
In the
suitcase
bed.
over.
So get up out of the bed.
Like, it's not like.
I said one of the video like that. Don't.
You didn't want him to be upside down, not even get upside down.
Sorry. You guys are killing me right now.
I just want you to.
That's how he talks to me most of the time.
They're putting the pressure on now, and she's just like, you're just victimizing me. Ugh.
He
I don't
starts
know
thinking in a minute.
how.
She's trying to find out if she's going to get arrested. She
I'm
starts
trying to
asking
figure out what
asking
you would
questions.
expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a suitcase.
I didn't mean to leave him in there.
What do you
What's
ask?
your reasoning for, not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Brian, and like, what, 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, that I had to I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR and then call you guys. And it was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
Thank you. I don't know how, I mean, you can sit here all day long and say, I thought he was gonna get himself out, but that he didn't. And you went upstairs and you stayed there for 30 minutes before you fell asleep.
But can I say too,
I chose not to ever at any point during that 30 minutes walk back down and check on him.
no, wait 1 second, because I know, like, with you all, and then, like, because you continually ask me, like, time frames, where I told you, like, I don't bother even looking at the clock most of the time. So it's like a guesstimate. So for all I know, maybe it was 10 minutes.
Okay. But the point is, you left the living room where he was begging for help and went upstairs. Regardless of how long you were there, you left. You say,
I thought he was the boy calling wolf. Again.
okay.
So when he asked to be let out, like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video, he asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes to show in there. I'll give you 5 minutes to show.
5 minutes for what?
Well, based on the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23. So you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times. I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean,
Were you punishing him?
no, just,
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get, this is what you make me feel like. See, and then it's all backfired on me. Like, it's all backfired on me. And I understand the severity of it. I just.
You do.
It's awful, I know.
Okay.
It's awful. And I will tell you both this right now, too. I will never drink alcohol again. Like, I will never drink alcohol again. I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
Let's get back to this. What was the reason for leaving him when he's begging to be let out? I don't understand that.
What I have a feeling was, and again, it's the whole time frame thing. You both.
I'm not asking a time frame. I don't care about a time frame. He's
So,
in the bag saying,
my
and
God.
you say, fuck you.
For the whole few minutes that he was in there, minimum 11, but yeah. Just you. 11.
For one video.
Well, in between those two videos, which were 11 minutes. Yeah. So what's the question again?
When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to do to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out. You were like, no.
Again, it's the boy calling wolf.
Okay, but where does this game end? You say this is a game, you got.
Obviously, the wrong way.
So what was your intention for leaving him in there?
And it's not fair. It's not fair. You guys are trying to, again, he's in there. Night, night.
That's what happened.
Yep.
That's absolutely what happened. How did not? You got up off the couch, walked up a flight of stairs, and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't. And you still didn't go down and
And it's the whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying to do, whatever. For all I know, 10 minutes.
Makes it true.
For his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't.
Even the whole boy who cried wolf.
Intentionally
What happened to
mean
that
for this
boy?
to happen. But you
Then what
didn't
did you
tell us why you left him in there and not upstairs. That's my only issue. What am I supposed to write? What do I write? So my thing is, what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed, kind of thing. But again, I'm thinking, he'll be up here in a minute. But then I go out. So my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going out? I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
I know.
You said this was supposed to be fun. You were laughing before. Before you said he was laughing, you were laughing. You went upstairs. He had his fingers out of the bag and he was playing. But obviously that's not the case.
So are you guys? So what is it you're trying to What are you trying to figure out? Why? Why? What? Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why didn't we left in the bag? Why did I didn't have any motivation. It was he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid, and apparently me going upstairs and hitting the bed, not going to sleep, where it's I'm tired now and I'm going to sleep.
That's excluding, that's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got
I'll be right
a
back.
bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted. And he has
Oh my gosh. I don't know what you all want me to tell you. This is not fair at all,
Yes.
that you all are assuming that that's from me.
Where else did it come from?
If you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase and you're asking to be let out, would you hope that that person would let you out? You're asking me to be let out of the suitcase, should they not let you out?
Eventually. I'm guessing. I don't.
Eventually?
I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming it on the wine.
So you guys are assuming that,
You keep saying we're assuming, or we're not, we haven't agreed anything.
but you guys are assuming that that's what I did.
No, by what,
This is.
the facts of what happened. We got there, you said you pulled him out of the suitcase, you said you went up, you went to bed. We're not assuming that. These are the facts that you're telling us.
But what then is I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired.
Well, that's what you told me on a sworn recorded statement yesterday. Because when I said, oh, you went upstairs and passed out, you were like, no, I did not pass out. You got attitude with me because you were assuming, you thought I was assuming that you were drunk. So that's an assumption. That was an assumption when I said you passed out. And guess what? You corrected me.
You were very adamant about the fact that both of you had your weapon out. What's your favorite word to use?
Competent.
You used it today, so to say that you guys are within your wedge. There's two empty bottles of wine.
Not, but you drink both of them.
I think you did.
We didn't.
There's receipts for the
They were both purchased yesterday, so I don't know how you did, because they weren't there the day before.
So one
There's two
was.
public receipts from yesterday. Only thing purchased on either one was a single bottle of wine, 2 of them. So we have each bottle of wine that was empty in your garbage can that you purchased yesterday, or he purchased, but you two would have consumed together.
Okay, well,
Kara passed out.
I mean, it's receipts, so it's not even worth the.
So this is, so I don't know what you guys are, I don't know.
We were just hoping that we could figure out why you.
What was the motivation?
There was no motivation.
Wow.
But we're watching a video that, after talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching a video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him to fuck off.
No.
Yes, that's absolutely what it was. It's not an assumption. The video's there. We played it for you.
So you guys think that I intentionally,
Was it intentional?
It doesn't matter.
I walked up the stairs and got into bed. That was intentional. There's no way getting around that. You intentionally did that. Nobody drugged you up there. You didn't float up damn stairs.
okay, well, it's not fair. It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did. I don't know what to tell you.
You told us that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again, there was a hole in the suitcase. I insisted from the hole with one finger.
Well, the damn hole didn't do him no good, did it?
But he could push it open. No, he didn't. The video has him pushing up.
And
If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
because you can't breathe.
Okay.
If somebody can do something for themselves, they're gonna do it. They don't need assistance unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way this.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
Well, you intentionally did what?
Zip it all away. He nor I, nor. That's why this.
You didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No. I don't have anything.
You're right.
He doesn't. Whatever that is, whatever it
He
is.
does.
See, this is what happened. It's not fair that you guys, just because he has those, automatically blame it on me. Like,
Well, what about when you had your injuries? and you
What's
get
not
arrested?
fair is that he got beaten up and suffocated in a suitcase.
like really?
Exact same thing.
You were the only one there.
Injuries. You have injuries. Like, what does that mean?
I don't have any injuries.
Correct.
Because he and I have not been at it with one another.
So every time that you guys fight, you both hit each other? So you should have probably gone to jail all those times that he went to jail for domestic?
Well, the one time I did. But he completely trashed the police report. Because that's nothing what happened. Because the reason why I got taken in was because my story was different than his. So I'm being portrayed as like this abuser.
What I'm saying is he doesn't abuse you.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm the one that's being portrayed as the
Because you are?
Because
I have never dealt with anything like this before. I don't know what to do, how to do it, and I always know what to do and how to do it. This, I don't know. So I don't know, like, what's going on, or like.
We are simply trying to find out as well. Again, we got one side of the story. You're telling us, we're going with what you're saying, but then we find stuff that negates what you're telling us.
And I don't even remember doing that.
You're telling us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video. And
I
repeating what
understand.
we told.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay? Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
So
True.
is the texting thing something about me? Like what's the one? Texting? Oh no, I'm texting.
So,
You guys are scaring me, so like I don't know like what to expect. I mean, I had questions of things that need to be taken care of. Like I don't.
okay, you left him in the bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out. And you said, fuck you. And you got up off the couch and went upstairs and left him in that bag.
Not intentionally.
Again,
I would never do that to George.
you did.
Not intentionally. Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol is a shitty thing. It's alcohol.
Nobody made you drink
Not
it.
again the reason that you know. You all
Please sit down.
listen to me.
Please sit down.
You all listen. I did not intentionally kill him.
So your attention.
I don't know what it is I need to do or how to do it or what to say or how to say it.
But what was your intention?
Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Everything that I've done for George and loved him and continuously helped him throughout his life with me and made him a happier, better person.
Everybody has their limits.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody has their limits.
So it's like, okay, so while we're in a good place right now, I'm gonna snap. Is that what, while we're in a good place right now?
Yeah. Absolutely. I got you on video screaming, fuck you.
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. This is what it feels like. Which was however long ago. You said it.
Videos from last
But
night.
clearly,
So it wasn't that, yeah.
there's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it. But I would never do that. But it happened, and you did. But that's after being playful. But no one's having a good day. No one's laughing except you. Everyone's having a good day. Oh, I'm sorry?
I would hate to see a bad day.
Y'all are making me out.
Exactly.
Person that I'm not. Or will I ever be? Or are you a different person when you're drunk?
People have different personalities after they consume alcohol.
It depends. It's like well, you're sober now, so sober you.
Nice
What about drunk you? Not. It's both of us. It's both of us. And it's not fair that you all are assuming that the marks that he has on him are from me.
We asked you where they came from.
I have no idea.
Well, nobody else was there, so nobody else.
I have no idea. I swear I did not lay a hand on him.
You just zipped them in the back.
Nor he.
You just zipped them in the back. And then you flipped the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
You didn't intentionally flip the bag around?
No, why would I do that? Well, you
Good
told me
question,
you
you
did
did.
it. When he was upside down. Right.
Well, you had to put them upside down.
You can't get in a suitcase upside down because oh my God. You put the stuff that's unfortunately, nobody else was there. That's
We have a
unfortunate.
video showing the suitcase in several different positions. So it shows one, like she just
You're gonna
said,
say that
it had been
outside
on his
one
back
on the
with
inside?
the lid open for him to get in there. You just zip it up. Then it shows it on the other side with him in it. So you had to flip it to there. Then there's another
If he
video. where it's
doesn't
on his back again, so you
remember
had to-
making
I'm
the
leaving it like
video,
this, please. I'm leaving it like this.
how does she
I
remember
did
flipping
not
it?
intentionally do this. No malicious intent or effort was towards this. No malicious. I wouldn't say this is I hope you sleep, but you're not sleeping,
I
so.
mean, the-
Last night, I maybe got an hour. Right.
in your voice, you can hear the maliciousness. The fuck you is very, very.
You don't talk to people like that. That's not like a common, like, hey, Scott, fuck you. That's not common. It's not something people do. And no one that sees that is gonna think that. Okay, so we were trying to give you an opportunity, and it is what it is. There's no maliciousness towards that. So I would probably be telling myself that
My intent was not for that to happen.
but you went upstairs and went to bed. Or maybe you passed out, I don't know.
Waiting for him. And the whole time frame thing, it's like, it's regardless, that's not really fair. Regardless, waiting for him, it's not like you walked up the stairs. You can't fly up the stairs. No one can take you up the stairs. Okay. You go up the stairs, you lay in the bed, and you wait for him. Who cares if it's 5 minutes? Who cares if it's 30 freaking seconds? He's begging for his life. He's begging to get out. You go upstairs. It doesn't matter. So it get the time frame out of your mind. This whole thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because there's this. So it doesn't matter anything what it is I say. So it makes no difference whatsoever. You're lying and like you're now changing your story. You're lying about what? Now you were drunk. Oh, I never said that I was drunk. Exactly what you did here today. That's okay.
Earlier.
Everything was
Alcohol. Blame it on alcohol.
You blamed it on alcohol.
Wait.
Alcohol doesn't lie.
Is she now saying again that she wasn't drunk?
So you did this sober. You knowingly left them down there sober.
I have already told those of you also that we were both drinking.
Right. But you want to admit that you were drunk.
I'm telling you all both. This has changed my life. I will take it.
Can we
No
change it a lot more?
shit.
I don't know.
I don't usually cuss, but duh. No shit, it's changed your life, woman.
But you're trying to dance around the fact that you
So, but what do
did.
you know? Okay,
What she doesn't get is it's her actions that change her.
this is not.
You didn't leave him
It's not cool. Like this is not cool.
Not cool.
That is.
He's dead.
But you think that I did that intentionally? You think that I did that intentionally?
You essentially left him in there and left the room.
You
went
filmed the
upstairs to
video
the room.
intentionally,
You
even if you don't
intentionally did
remember
that.
it.
You did.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking he's gonna get out.
Okay, you didn't.
Obviously not.
But somebody's begging saying, I
But
can't
when you
breathe.
say that, but you have to.
You let me out, I can't breathe.
No, George, though. Like, again, I thought it was a boy crying wolf. So it's just like, what?
Oh, so if your son was in there and said, I can't breathe, are you gonna open it, or is he 9, so he's not, really, it's not a big deal? I'm just asking a question.
Oh, you said you would never put your son in a suitcase. You would only put George in there.
No, George got in the suitcase.
And you zipped it up.
Not all the way and not intentionally to leave him there.
That's what happened. But you keep going away from it.
I don't know.
That's exactly what happened.
Are you all trying to have me admit that? Like, are you trying to have me admit that? Because I will never admit it because it's not true. It's not true.
Doesn't matter.
I'm basically stating it's a fact that that's what happened.
Okay.
You videotaped him asking to be let out. You go upstairs.
So what, guys? So what? Like, just, I don't know what you're going to say other than it was not out of maliciousness or intentional. I don't know what or how I can say it. I love George. Love him. To this day still. Love him.
Mom makes you crazy.
It's not one of those things where it's like, oh gosh, you know what, I've done enough for you at this point. I never gave up on him. Why I'm here today, I'm still not giving up on him. I would do anything for him.
When you gave up checking up on them.
Here today because they asked you to come down so they could arrest you for his murder.
She wants to be seen as the
We're
savior.
simply just trying to go through, I mean, again, you gave us a completely different story that you churched up to, this was such a lasting matter.
It was fun. All day.
Anybody look at it, I don't think anybody will look at that video and go, George is having fun right now.
So why is it you all think that y'all don't know me, would do something like that, especially having a 9-year-old son? Like, why?
Just having a 9-year-old
Why
son.
Why are you so like caught on what we think
Yeah.
when Because you should be more concerned about what you told us. It's because like you guys are like trying the things that the video shows that are opposite of what you told us, and then what you know. Like what is opposite? Well, you said that it was funny, and you're the other one. We were playing before that. Okay.
But then it stops.
Yeah.
It obviously stops being fun.
Well,
Because you're screaming at him. He's not
not
going to get
screaming
out.
at him.
Sounds like screaming at me.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. In no way, shape, or form, but it's intentional. At all. Ever. Okay. Are you still gonna allow us to do your fingernails? Go for it. Go for it. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm gonna get that set up. Do you need to know what? No, but when you come back, can I ask about this? Yeah. So what?
Just don't understand.
So it
I don't
was.
understand how your story changes so much to the fact
How
that
did it change me? Please help me explain it. Understand.
you went on about how this was such a playful thing and you guys were laughing. And it probably was for a few minutes, but then it obviously changes. The whole demeanor of this whole situation completely changes. It's not the funny, laughing matter. He's not laughing at all.
I didn't think he was being serious.
You absolutely sound serious.
I didn't think so. Like, just,
You don't think your voice, you sounded serious?
okay. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It was a great day.
Okay.
It didn't end well, obviously.
I'm gonna say it,
I can't explain to you. I can't explain to you how horrific it was
okay.
to find him. Horrific. Because I don't remember taking this video.
Okay.
How horrific. I'm thinking he's in the bathroom. I'm thinking he's downstairs in the laptop. I can't find him. So what's gonna happen? Like,
Here's what gets me though, is you don't remember taking videos, you don't know where he is, you don't remember him being in the suitcase, and you're still telling me that you had your wits about you. How does somebody have your wits about him when?
See, that's the thing too, but you can clearly tell. You can clearly tell that I had been drinking some. You can clearly tell.
I've had several people that came up to me in that apartment complex said that you were drunk on a daily basis.
Oh my gosh. Right,
Regularly.
right,
Really?
right. Talk to the property manager. Talk to the property manager.
Okay.
Because it's not,
These are your neighbors, the ones that live next to you. Your property manager does not live next to you. They see you every day. How
oh
many
my
do you
goodness.
have?
What are your questions?
Yeah.
Who's coming? Did you finger it out?
You said that we said.
And you don't have to allow us to do it, just so you know, so don't think that. I don't have a problem. Okay. Just make sure. So, am I getting my phone back? No.
Not today.
What about losing his laptop?
Not today.
What does that mean?
We're still going through it.
It's evidence, lady. You're not
You're
getting
the one
it
just
back.
telling us there's videos that we need to see on it, so we need
That's
to do our
fine.
due diligence that we go through everything.
See, and that backfires on me too, because now you all think that I had even more, in quotes, intent to do what I did there, which was not intentional. And that, is that correct?
You're asking about your title.
No, but I'm asking if that's correct. No, I'm not going to agree with what you're saying. I'm not, that you're. So, he's probably not there. Mm-hmm. Do you all inform her or do I need to call her? We don't need to, we don't have to inform her, so if you would like to call her, you can. Are you saying that he's still on probation? No, but because of the nice lady that she is and all that she's done for him, I thought I didn't know how it was. Legally, we just have to tell his parents and we don't go telling. We don't,
Everybody else?
I didn't even know who his probation officer was, so no, I wouldn't go. So the same thing for classes? I need to do that too.
Classes. You need to do what?
Substance abuse class and then battered intervention. Yeah, we're gonna have to carry that. So, other than this, so initially, what was the cause of death? she is still pending because she wants to hold the body for an additional day to see if more of those bruises turn into something bigger. And she's doing some other tests that she's got to do. So she's pending it for now.
So that couldn't have been of him being in the suitcase. Or y'all saying that I think we get it.
That's what she's determining.
So,
The ones on the head, I asked her, because that had been from the suitcase, and she said she didn't think so.
I didn't touch him, nor did he touch me. I'm leaving it at that. So I don't know if you all know how to do this because so that's what I was going to ask. You already asked. So
Are you okay?
all updating his parents today or when he gets final, whatever?
What does it matter? What do we tell his parents maybe?
Because
We're gonna talk to it with them.
Are you okay, Nancy?
They're going to sit down to me.
What do you mean?
Like, so it's being put on me.
Who said that?
But I'm not, so what is it?
I wondered where you were.
We're gonna give them an update, just like we gave you an update on their autopsy.
Okay, so it's whatever
Well,
bruise.
here's the thing.
Whatever on the head.
We had to deliver news to them last night that their son was dead. There was not a whole lot of conversation that goes on after that. It's not a very easy.
Was it yesterday or Sunday? Sunday. Today's Tuesday, right?
Did we not meet you yesterday?
I've never been stung by a bee, and I am allergic to everything, so I'm terrified of them because I don't know if I'm allergic to them or not.
Did you not meet yesterday?
It's a valid question.
Really? Yes, on Monday.
Okay.
Got it.
Perfect.
So I don't know if I asked you guys or how I find this out other than talking to his parents, which is not gonna happen.
Yeah, probably a terrible idea.
How do you guys suggest me finding out about,
That's not even something that's been probably talked about between the family. That's not something we asked. We have no way of.
I didn't know, that's why I'm asking.
It'll
So,
be up to them to make the arrangements of what they want to do. Like, she just told you this quick, just being told last night, I'll pretty much be willing to wager that they have not even considered what they're gonna do.
I thought he can't even be released, so.
I've been there with parents, grandparents, and uncles. So I don't know if I have the right to or not, but like I was gonna call his former employees whom he really cared for and let them know.
You can call whoever you want.
I just don't want to do something that I'm not supposed to. How do I go about getting his wedding ring, engagement ring?
If that's a medical examiner's office, it'll come to us eventually, and then.
It'll be released to
These are all questions for your lawyer.
Okay.
I bought it for him.
that is a civil issue.
He bought him an
As long as
engagement
fingers goes
ring?
to them, they're the ones that are gonna release it. We don't have any say in it.
So I won't get that back. So for all of this, like, how do I find out what's what, how many, like, what's been found?
What do you mean?
Pillow with stain, swab of stain from pillow, suitcase.
That will all be sent off to
Absolutely.
the daily board of department of law enforcement, they do their testing.
You want the suitcase
So,
back
and then
again?
like whatever white can with blood and necktie with blood was from the suitcase. Why would you guys, you'll see it in there, the baseball bat. For Lucas. And the feet. And this is just his phone, my phone, and the laptop.
Yeah, when anything can be released, we will release it, but we are very early in this investigation, and it's not an overnight process, unfortunately.
So, what's next?
They're gonna come and swab your fingers.
No, I'm talking about like in the long run. Like, what do I need to like? Do I need to be doing something or like?
I can't
Talking
tell
to a
you
lawyer?
what to do.
I mean, like, so, like, for, like, I don't understand, like, I don't know if you guys are just gonna, like, because it makes it sound like, to me, like, I'm being accused of something that was not intentional. I'm being accused of it. And a handful of other things I'm being accused of. So I don't want to be at home with Lucas and you guys show up. So,
We're still investigating.
That is why you're
I don't know what
there.
you want me to tell you.
so is there going to be concrete whatever it is, and then it's like, okay, this is what it is, kind of thing, or like, because I've done the whole court thing, I've done the whole attorney thing, I've done whatever, so if I'm not admitting anything about being intentional and I killed George. That's
My
not
cousin
the
Vinny,
situation,
you say
but
the
it's
words,
trying to
the
be
tone
intentional.
isn't recorded.
That was not my intent.
You could have got a lawyer
But it's
and
trying to
kept
be
your mouth
intentional.
shut.
So however, or whatever it is I need to do in order for that to be proven, then I need to do so, which is why I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. So that's why I'm asking what the next step is, other than me getting my nails flopped.
Yeah, we're still going.
I mean, you want me to tell you how to not be accused of a crime? Is that what you're asking? Like, I don't know what you.
I'm trying to prepare myself for whatever may need to be done, so I can, I guess, stick up for myself.
I mean, I think you're doing just fine. Okay.
Yeah, she did. I don't know
I'm
what
still
she
you
meant by
guys did
that.
again, show up and Lucas is in the house.
Well, we did tell you yesterday that we don't want to do anything around your son, hence why you came to us. So I don't know why you think that's gonna change.
That and or me not just show up back home.
I'm sorry, what? That or what?
Me just not show up back home. That's what, oh, he's so happy that I'm staying over at the house with Ryan. Like, so happy. And I'm not going back to the house, to my house, for however long I can stay over here because of whatever to blow over.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you don't mind me asking, so for whatever it is you all are claiming from the videos, which, yeah, is that what you're gonna tell him? Like his parents? It's like, oh yeah, and by the way, she did.
Did what?
I mean, what would you tell him?
I don't think it really matters what we're gonna tell the parents.
Oh yeah, it is the fuel to the fire.
Well, we can't hide things, and I don't know, I'm not saying we're gonna go, I'm not saying that we're gonna go and tell them every single thing we have. But again, this is the Orange County Sheriff's Office of Public Records, so eventually, like, this all will come out. So, it's just like, you're making it sound like we're gonna tell them something, so then your life is in danger, and I don't like that accusation. So, let's just nip that in the bud right now.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
I cannot
choose, but we can't even, but, so, technically, there's no concrete report yet, even. Right, so it's,
you want me to like tell you exactly what I'm gonna tell them? I don't know what I'm gonna tell them. Let's just leave it at that. Just like you don't know why you went upstairs. I don't know what I'm gonna tell them.
so,
Parents that are dealing with.
can I call you the way that I did last time? Yeah, my phone is mine. This should be there now.
No, I'm not.
I get it, but I get it. That was really bad. So that's what scares me. Like, what do I need to plan on? Like, what do I need to plan on? I promise you, on my son's life, it was not intentional. I promise you, on Lucas's life, it was not intentional.
I don't know you. I can't say I know anything about you. I don't know what is what would be a true statement, what would not. I mean, if you're promising on your son's life, that's fine. That's
Marrying
how
on
much
your
it means.
son's life does not make you look more reputable.
That's how much it, look, that's
No,
how
it
much
does
it means.
not.
I hope you take that to heart, please.
See, she's fishing now. She's trying to find out if they're going to arrest her.
Yeah.
She's asking questions about going back home. Like, Lucas is so happy that I'm staying over there with
Do you have
him.
any idea when I can get my phone back?
What's that one?
What do you say?
I said, no, I mean, our digital forensics unit is, got a lot of cases on her plate. I mean,
Well, and that's not technically my laptop, it's Lucas' laptop, but you'll see all the games that he has on there.
as soon as we can get that back to Lucas, we will. As soon as we can reduce your phone, we will. But we have no way of being able to tell you because we don't have control over their case other than how they arrange what they do. So I don't know. And at this point, I think, honestly, with everything else that's going on, it should probably be at the bottom of your list of worries.
I'm trying to make Lucas happy so he can have his laptop back.
Okay.
Did Brian not have a laptop for him?
He has his laptop that he has to do for work, but he doesn't want him using it or breaking or dropping.
Whose laptop was it? Was it George's or Lucas's?
I think she may have said George, but I'm not sure.
So you will keep me posted, like updated. That's my thing, is I'm trying to figure out what I need to do in the meantime.
Yeah, she's trying to figure out if y'all are going to arrest her.
Like, I don't know what to tell you, though. Like, what?
But you all have more information than I do, where it's like, yeah, you might want to, or yeah, you might want to.
I'm sorry, but
Like, we have more information on what?
Like,
we told you everything that we have. You know everything that we know. And most of it we got from you.
but, like I was telling her, like, yeah, that's bad. Like, which I swore in my son's life was not intentional. So that's why I'm trying to figure out what I need to do for myself going forward with it, nonetheless, with his family. And are you all just showing up with Lucas now?
We've already both told you that we would be mindful in these situations.
Hey, David, welcome back.
So do you guys, are you guys gonna call me tomorrow? Or are you gonna come back down here?
I'll chat with you next time. I have no idea what I'm gonna call you next.
Doesn't the report come out tomorrow?
What report?
I'm just saying a report is generated through us, and the sheriff's office is a public entity. So if someone were to come report something, then
No, I'm talking about, it's all talking.
she's waiting and doing more follow-up, but
She's looking at him,
yeah.
but she won't be finished with him because she's having further stuff.
So after this, what? I'm done? For now? How long does this stuff take to get back?
The FDA results.
You won't get back the swabs and stuff will stay.
They don't know about it?
Our dispatch center keeps calling my phone. I keep having to have other people call them to see what they need.
I hope you all can really both truly understand that that was not my intent. I miss him a lot.
I mean,
No,
but my question has remained the same. What do you expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a position like that?
yes, but you have to understand too,
Just what would you expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a position?
I have no idea because I've never done it before.
Why have you never done it before?
Why would I?
Exactly.
Why would I do it before?
Why did you do it now?
She didn't like that question.
Clearly have said why. Why?
No, you don't know why. You just know that it's not intentional, but you don't know why. But that's okay.
Really?
I'm not trying to force you to say something that you don't know.
Phoebe and Penny.
The tactical silence. See if she says anything.
The fact that you guys would feel that I'm that kind of person.
There she goes.
We're not assuming anything. We're going by the facts that happened.
Like you said, you don't know me.
More tactical silence. Yeah.
What time is it, please? 4:30.
The funny thing, silence, people feel like they need to fill the silence, so they'll be more inclined to actually keep talking. Actually, a really interesting tactic that they use.
And so, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough. I think that's why I haven't said. I think that's all you see. So that right there says something. Not my intention. Nonetheless, I have to live with that one now. Nonetheless, punishment in itself.
Definitely a tragic situation.
I'm very wrong. It's unfortunate that stupid things like this happen.
Absolutely.
nonetheless, I have to live it out now.
Dollars too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
Make what worse?
How I feel?
Just a compliment.
She is fine, that was there yesterday, and then she took your photos.
I wonder why the male cops stepped out. Are they just taking fingernail scrapings, or are they doing more? I wonder. I doubt they'd be showing it in a film if they were doing more, though.
They're just gonna swab underneath them because she said she scratched him.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take a swab and go around on one hand and then do something for your hand.
Go outside with Daddy. My food is all gone.
Brittany?
Go outside with Daddy. Honey.
Wonder how late they're planning on running today.
Oh no. He said if they'd been back at 2 like they were supposed to be, they'd be done at 6.
Okay.
If you need to go, I can share my
No,
screen
it's all right.
again.
Been done at midnight. I started at midnight.
Yeah. You've been up 24 hours? What time is it there?
It's currently 8:45 in the morning. It's called coffee.
Are you used to work night shift and I stayed up all night. Sometimes I would work a double shift and work from 3 in the afternoon to 7 in the morning.
Mm,
And I loved it. I love being up at night and sleeping during the day.
yeah. I'm kind of the same.
But then I got married and he was on a completely different schedule. I remember trying to trick him to stay up later. I'd be like, "Oh, watch this show with me," and then it'd be midnight, and I'd be like, "Yay, I got him to stay up till midnight." Now I finally had to quit and just go to bed when he did. So now I get up around 7, go to sleep at 10.
Yeah, fair enough.
It didn't. I could get him to do it, but it didn't. It never stuck. It was always trying to trick him to get him to stay up later, and it never stuck.
Mm.
So, if you can't beat him, join him. So I had to
Yeah.
I had to change my schedule to match his.
Some people are just wired differently, I think. I don't know why they're showing all of this on video.
I know. I was thinking that same thing. Unless it's, like the rule of completeness thing. They gave the instruction at the beginning about the parts that were edited out.
Hmm.
And the two things that were edited out, one was the conversation about her neighbors not letting her use their bathroom.
Hmm.
I don't know if you saw the video where I read the part they wanted redacted out.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something about that. She wouldn't let
It
everybody
was
use her
irrelevant,
bathroom.
so they wanted it redacted, which was fine. And the other part was the end when they arrest her and she says, "Why is this happening?" And he says, "Because George is dead." And
Okay,
he
Sarah.
makes some opinionated remark.
Yeah, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that gets redacted.
Or no? Everything
Why
we
aren't
talked
they
about
showing the
today?
video now?
What do you mean? He asked to swear. Remember I swore you yesterday on the audio recording? I just forgot to raise his hand to remind me to tell you. Okay. Do you promise and swear that everything we talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge? For which? True and accurate to the best of your knowledge. What, that it wasn't intentional? Everything you said today. Everything that's come out of
Wasn't
your mouth
intentional,
has been
everybody.
true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. To the best of my knowledge. Correct. Yep. Why? That's how you
talking to somebody to assure that everything that we talked about is
true and accurate to the best of that person's knowledge.
it's not a trick question.
To the best of my knowledge.
To the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Yes, but it was not intentional. Okay. Okay.
If I would stand up and just turn around, face the wall.
Why do they always say, "Do me a favor"?
That you know about. Correct.
I know. Guess it sounds more polite.
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally. We understand that.
He's still dead.
Well, we don't. Someone needs to call Brian, please. Okay. Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call when you get down to the jail.
So why is he coming? So this was a trick.
No, it's not. How's the trick? I'm here to ask you to explain a few things to us. And
You were right, you're right.
your response to everything was basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
Okay, doesn't matter. You still did.
Saying I didn't do it intentionally is kind of an admission.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
Spirit
I
flash
can show up.
on.
Why are
Yeah, I don't
you
think they're gonna go to 7. That's way too late.
Before you all said I could leave, that I was done after that.
We were done, yes, we were done, absolutely,
So now, so that's what it is.
we are done.
Right. Not intentional.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do now?
Not intentional.
You will,
Someone needs to call Brian. Lucas is waiting for Mom to come home. This was not my intention. I thought I was waiting for you all to come and figure out what's what and how many.
that's what we're trying to do.
And I was going to be able to go home and see Lucas. Now he's just not going to come home. So there's nothing that I can do.
Okay, no,
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
okay, no.
Are you
You'll
making
be
an
afforded
offer,
the time
lady?
in court, you'll be afforded an attorney, you'll be afforded a chance to talk to a judge, and all that stuff will be worked out.
But what's the time frame for that though?
I have no way of being able to tell you, you should make first appearance by like tomorrow morning, if not tonight. How things are busy, how quickly you get down there.
I have
I
a
don't work in.
suspicion that it's gonna happen. And I need water like really bad, dude.
Every time she tries to stand up, Brad goes, have a seat. And she's
Absolutely do not.
I just got those.
Okay. Yeah, you're not allowed in the jail.
So I can't even smoke cigarettes like that. What? Am I gonna? And what am I going to do with my car?
So you find where it is. When you get down there, you'll have 3 phones, you'll be able to call.
What, as soon as possible?
Yeah, once you get down there, get hooked in, you'll be able to use the phone in the waiting
But how
room.
long will that take? Because I need to talk to Brian.
Yeah, no, it depends how busy, how quickly they get you through. I would say within the hour. It's a 3 phone call in the lobby, it's a 3 phone
All I'm
call.
doing is bringing their time to see bringing up
She has no clue.
So can I ask you, or whoever it is, those holding cells, the holding cells, am I gonna be talking about those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that. I don't know.
Well, you're familiar
Oh,
with the big
she
bag.
can't
As
go
long as
to
you
jail.
in
She's
and
claustrophobic.
You civil to them, they'll set you in the big bag. You'll be left there for
Can
a
you
while.
request that while I'm there?
No, that's not us, we don't work at the jail.
As long as like you're saying, you don't have
You
to
go
know.
in and act like this, you'll go in and they'll put you in the big bag. If you go in there screaming and kicking and yelling and
How do I do
cursing,
that?
I don't know. I'm just letting you know that's what happens. That's how they weed people out. If you go in acting like this,
So I asked for the big bag?
they'll put you there as long as you're acting like this.
Yeah, because the last time I had a major panic attack with a little bit.
Thank you.
I have not.
So what am I gonna do with my purse? Okay.
At first it's gonna come, but the cigarettes and stuff can't, so.
I put a lot out too. My bad.
Oh, that's all right, mine no options.
What made you all decide to do this?
We made it decided to do this.
Uh-huh.
Georgia said.
You guys, I knew this was gonna happen.
You did? Okay.
So I came back to the village.
Yes, absolutely.
If you knew it was going to happen, then why did you do it?
We're still trying to figure out.
Unintentionally.
Okay.
Hey, forget, I have my, I don't know if it's able to see or not.
I apologize.
I have things in my car that I need to.
What kind of stuff do you have in the car that you're worried about?
Well, I have my medication.
Okay, they have a pharmacy there, so if there's something that you have to have right away, you'll be seeing a nurse.
It's candy pack stuff.
So, again, when you get checked in, you're gonna be seeing a nurse. And that they have a pharmacy there, so they'll be able to take care of any kind of that stuff. That protocol is out of my realm. I don't work down there, so I don't know, but I do know they do have a pharmacy. And that you will be afforded to see somebody. Okay?
Hold on.
Yes, sir. I would say no. All right.
No.
Judge,
All
can we
right.
approach the bench?
Yes.
And now they're doing sidebar. Perfect. Let's see. Let's speed it up a bit. If I can. Although I'm pretty much on live, so that I am. It's worth a try. You're not staying in chat till 1 a.m. in the morning. Bah, coward.
They should be done soon. Are they going to ask her more questions, or is it time for cross, or what? It's almost 6.
I think cross will be tomorrow, but I don't know if they'll try and finish the direct.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. If they're not going to ask her any more questions, are they just going to be done
Yeah,
for
yep,
the day and then start cross tomorrow?
All right,
Members of our
members.
jury, I have an instruction that I need to read to you at this time.
Oh,
You have heard and watched a recorded interview that contained opinions and statements by Detective Lowen and Detective
See?
Kopsel to
That's
Sarah
the
Boone.
instruction I was
These
talking
opinions
about.
and statements are pertinent only to explain the reactions and responses they elicit. You are not to consider these opinions and statements by the police officers as true, but only to establish the context of Sarah Boone's reactions and responses. You may continue.
Do you remember when they wanted to redact that and I said there's an instruction that takes care of that? That's the instruction that takes care of that.
Did they all
They
occur
still
in
redacted it,
Orlando,
though.
Orange County, Florida?
Yes, they did.
And ma'am, do you see the person today here in court who admitted to zipping up George Torres in a suitcase?
Oh, God.
Yes, I do.
Do you see the person today here in court whose voice you heard on the suitcase video taunting George Torres?
Yes.
Do you see the person here today in court who admitted to you flipping George Torres while he was in the suitcase?
Yes, I do.
And do you see the person today here in court who admitted going to bed while George Torres continued to suffer in the suitcase?
Yes, I do.
Could you please identify that person by an article of clothing they're wearing?
Yes, she's at the defense table in black and I guess a pinkish top.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant?
Record will so reflect.
And no further questions at this time.
Okay, good.
Members of the jury, it is 5:59. I tried to get you out of here before 6. We will continue with the balance of the state's presentation tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm going to give you another instruction similar to what I've read you previously over the last couple of days. Jurors, you must not conduct any investigation on your own. This includes reading newspapers, watching television, or using a computer, cell phone, the internet, any electronic device, or any other means at all to get information related to this case or the people and places involved in this case. This applies whether you are in the courthouse, at home, or anywhere else. You must not visit places mentioned in the trial or use the internet to look at maps or pictures to see any place discussed during the trial. Jurors, do not watch local news or read local newspapers. Jurors must not have discussions of any sort with friends, family members, or even your fellow jurors about the case or the people and places involved. So do not let anyone make comments to you or ask questions about the trial. I want to stress again that just as you must not talk about this case face-to-face, you must not talk about this case by using an electronic device. You must not use phones, computers, or other electronic devices to communicate. Do not send or accept any messages related to this case or your jury service. Do not discuss this case or ask for advice by any means at all, including posting information on an internet website, chat room, or blog. With that, members of the jury, we'll be in recess for this evening. We will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. And again, I thank you for your attention and your sacrifice in this matter.
Jury exit.
Y'all may be seated. State, anything else we need to discuss this evening?
I received a motion from the defense that I guess they filed at 5:08 p.m. regarding the witness Pearl Walker to appear by Zoom. It is not something I can agree to, and I'm not sure if they're meeting for deposition or trial or both. It doesn't specify.
So I talked to Miss Walker's daughter, who is her caregiver, and they're going to have her down here at 6 o'clock at the state attorney's office for the deposition, and then they'll go from there. Kevin Beck's going to be handling the deposition. But she's outside the courtroom, Judge.
Okay. Specifically referring to a motion for witness to appear via Zoom filed October 21st, 2024 at 5:08 p.m. The court has reviewed it. We can address this tomorrow after you've had the opportunity to take the deposition.
I would just submit based on what we've just heard, she can appear in person because she has.
Is that your final position?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think it would be wise to ask her those kind of questions from the lawyers so they would be able to give a more detailed response about why she doesn't want to appear in court. But I understand their position.
Here's the problem that I have. The rule 3.116D requires or allows the court to have virtual testimony or remote testimony if all parties consent. And I'm not hearing consent on behalf of the state attorney's office. And in reviewing the other portions of that specific rule, it all follows if there's consent. So I can't allow your request based on the lack of consent between the parties. So for the record, the motion for witness to appear via Zoom filed today, October 21, 2024 is denied in accordance with Rule of Criminal Procedure 3.116, Section D, Paragraph 1.
Judge, and the only other thing is we're trying to logistically get our witnesses here. We got to fly one in, and of course, Ms. Walker and the experts. I'm just asking for what their plan is for their case for tomorrow.
We covered it up at the bench, I thought. This is our last witness. It's up to them on how long they cross her. I thought we anticipated Ms. Boone taking stand at 10 a.m.
He mentioned 10:30.
And my understanding was that Mr. Cacciatore had no further questions for Detective Kepsel, and that we would tender her for cross tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mr. Henderson had advised it would be 30 to 45 minutes. Taking the worst case scenario, that would be 9:45, built in 15 minutes for redirect. I don't know if it's going to take that long. We will then remove the jury. Once the state rests, we will address any motions. I will colloquy your client on a couple of different matters, and then I will turn it over to you. So I would say that the start time, a good range would be between 10 and 10:30. I hope we don't have the same delays we had this morning with access. It's Tuesday, not Monday. There may be less jurors, so it may allow better efficiency in moving our panel in. But as soon as the state rests, I intend on moving to motion, colloquying your client, and turning the ball over to you, sir, for you to call your first
I'm
witness.
guessing she wants to be on the stand to tell her story. Bad idea.
Understood. Okay. Anything else, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, sir.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you very much.
All right.
You have any approaching unrelated matters?
Okay, guys.
Gonna be a
That's
wild
it.
one tomorrow.
Yep, I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Hopefully they will start on time.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Draco.
No worries.